Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm your tarot reader Stephanie, and today's reading is about your next partner, your next relationship, what's going to go on. This particular reading has been very, very interesting. Feel free to choose more than one pile for sure, because I feel like every single pile has been either complicated or just like there's been a lot going on. Regardless, we have 5 piles here for you today. So pile 1, we have the red jasper heart. Pile 2, we have this orange calcite heart. Pile 3, we have a moon agate. Pile 4, we have the smoky quartz heart. And pile 5, we have this hematite heart. Hopefully you can't see my reflection, but it's very mirror-like, very lovely. So take a few deep breaths, think about you, your next person, your next love journey, and who it may involve, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the red jasper heart, then we have your reading here for you about your next partner, your next romantic partner, your next relationship. Who will it be? How is it going to happen? What's going to go down? There were a lot of interruptions before I even started this one. So there's something about either a delayed getting together, or maybe even your meeting, like your first meeting could be delayed, especially if you were somehow scheduled to meet this person. I don't know if that was a thing, like maybe like through an app or something you meet, but then you keep rescheduling, or if it's more like unassuming, something about rescheduling or delays. So pile 1, we're going to start with the cards you chose. We will read this angel card at the end. I'm going to start with these, which are going to give us an indication of either the circumstances and or your person. And then we're going to do a you versus them to see like your first meeting, how you will see each other. So we have the 8 of Swords, and then we have the Hermit. You know, it's interesting. This person could be a Virgo, or they could just keep to themselves a lot. They may be somebody who doesn't speak a lot, or somebody who is just a little bit more on the shy side. I'm getting that very strongly for this pile. So another way of seeing this could be that Virgo makes me think of the workplace or bureaucracy or somewhere, quote, quote, professional. Maybe you're both professionals and you meet somewhere. And there could be like a lack of communication at first, or you can't speak to each other even though you really want to. Because I'm kind of seeing that you see each other from across the room or across somewhere, and it's like you want to talk to each other, or there's like an interest. Maybe you even make eyes with each other, and it's like you kind of get the hint that you want to speak, but you don't. I mean, this could be at a club or at a bar. If that place is somewhere you were scheduled to be, like maybe you were meant to meet friends there, or even like after work, like you know how when you go out to drinks with buddies after work, I'm kind of getting that. But there's something a little structured about this, not gonna lie. We have 8 and 9, so August and September could be important. But let's go ahead and get your cards. So I'm gonna get a you versus them. I'm intending you, pile 1, to be on the left side and your person on the right. Feel free to flip-flop them if you see very obvious like if you obviously identify with one side more than the other. And mirroring will be very natural in these kinds of readings. So for you, what energy will you be in, pile 1? We have Horus, clear seeing, intention, and perspective. I still get that professional energy from you. Number 35 could be important. Horus. Who is Horus? Horus is it the falcon god in Egyptian mythology, which I think is meant to represent the sun. You're going to be, again, I keep getting like professional, but also you're very vigilant. For whatever reason, you have like your eyes peeled. I don't think you're looking for this person, but because you're very vigilant and you have your eyes open up for something, you kind of spot them and it's like, oh, who's that? You know? Or if you are looking for this person, if for some reason you were meant to meet them, scheduled to meet this person, you might be looking for them and it's like, yep, that's them. That's what I'm looking at. It's really interesting. Your energy is very intentional. Like you're all business when you come to this first meeting or first impression. And then your person. I don't know if you're looking for them or not. I feel like you might be looking for something else and you see them because you're already in that mood to be looking at things. It's weird. Okay. Your person has Saint Bridget, number 20, passion, growth, and fire. Ooh, interesting. So your person wants to be looked at. There's something about your person. They're like looking like hot stuff, which is really interesting. I don't think that's your intention, but I do think it's this person's intention. Like they want to be looked at by you, which is really interesting. Or they come in with like this very, it can either come off as sassy or smug, like some kind of, think of Knight of Wands or King, Queen of Wands energy, where like they want to be looked at, they want to be perceived as professional. There's something bold about them and something about their eyes. Like they have, it's weird. Like maybe they are looking at you. If they're wearing glasses, like sunglasses, you may not notice this, but maybe they're looking at you interestingly, which is, yeah, they have like a very intense eye contact, this person. Back of the deck, we have Archangel Jophiel, Joy. Regardless, there's like a joyous energy between the both of you. Like you both may have like a very lighthearted conversation, or there may be some laughter. There's something very easygoing about this energy. All right, let's get more cards for this pile 1. Yeah, some of you could meet in the workspace, or again, like in a place where you don't normally go out to meet people romantically. So I'm thinking of like the gym, which I guess depending on how you use the gym, some people do, some people don't. Or for some of you, I'm seeing like a waiting room, whatever that means, which is interesting. Like I don't think it would be the doctors, but possibly, I don't know. Or I heard terminal, like an airport terminal, like a waiting room. Or there's waiting involved. Okay, for you, we have Vessel, Insight, and Lion, Power. You know what's interesting? You're not feeling your best when you meet this person. Like, or you're just like not in the mood to be in charge of things. I think you typically are. We have 9 and 18 again. We have Insight, Vessel. So not only that, but you're very insightful. I feel like you're occupied with something else when you meet them. You're busy with something else, or when you see them, or when you first spot them. That said, you do find them very attractive. Like if that's important, like you do. But you're not focusing on that. Like they, on the other hand, we have dynamic, yin yang. I feel like they are. Look, 35 as well. Maybe you're both 35 or 20 or maybe possibly 18. I feel like they're focused on you. Like there's something about their energy that really likes you, and you're just kind of like minding your business or doing your own thing. They perceive you as very powerful or very well put together. And I don't know if you see them the same way, but you're definitely like acknowledging that they look like a fun time, which I know sounds weird. Like you see right away, I think you're attracted to them right away. And they're attracted to you too, but in a different way. I think for you, it's more visually. And for them, it's more like the energy you exude, or the power you exude, your reputation for sure, which is interesting. They may have asked people about you. We have vigilance. What did I say? There's something vigilant about this energy. August, September, 8, 9. They keep coming through in this pile. Oh, wow. Lots of 9s. Yeah. 9, 9, 9, 8, 8. 35, 35. Yeah, somebody here is going to be 35 when they meet the other, or you both could be. Let's get one more card for each one of you. There's a lot of, it's funny, you come to the table with different energies, but the attraction is mutual. I think your person, why am I hearing, when I tap into your person's energy, I'm hearing Chappelle Rowan's Hot to Go. Like they're ready to go. Like if they... Man, their energy, it's spicy for sure. So yeah, they're into you right away. I think they're very, very sensually attracted to you upon first glance. Or again, if you met through the apps, or if you met, like if you had seen people, like if you had seen each other's profiles or pictures before you met each other, I think this person knew that they would be into you right away. This person, their initial attraction is very sensual. Not really picking up on like casual F-boy or F-girl vibes for them, by the way. But that's just how it comes off. Like for them, it's definitely instant sensual attraction. For you, it's more sensual intrigue. Or they're like, for some reason, you're more composed than they are. So take that as it resonates. Literally, my lungs, like I'm getting I hope there's nothing wrong with me, but I'm getting this feeling of like my breath being taken away, which is really interesting. Maybe your person suffers from like things like asthma. I don't know what asthma feels like, but when I tap into asthma energy, I always get like this weird feeling in my lungs. So maybe it's like mimics what it feels like, but without actually me going through it. It's really weird because I've known people with asthma. So maybe they go through that. Maybe they smoke or something. Or you could just literally take this person's breath away. Let's see. It's possible they could be younger than you, just because I'm seeing 20 and 15. And I don't want to say that there's like an age gap of 15 years unless you're okay with that. And I guess depending on like the ages you actually are when you meet. But take that only as it resonates. I know not everybody's into that. So pile 1, for you, your archetype. Thanatos. What's interesting, I feel like you're going through a lot when you meet this person. So you're not looking for anyone romantic per se, but you see how attractive they are. It's interesting. And then your person, their energy. They're definitely more carefree, but at the same time, they're intense. We have the heart, man. Number 31. Okay, this person is like into you instantly. I hear that you win their heart over. It could be like, if this is your first conversation when you meet them, I think you win them over with your conversation. They're just like enamored upon first sight. I'll be honest, for them, it does feel like it could easily be love or intrigue or interest at first sight. For you, it takes you a little bit more getting used to. It takes you a little bit more of like, okay, I don't know. Like, I think you like that they're interested in you, but you have your mind on like several other things. And I really do mean several other things. You could have a lot more going on than them. Because again, I'm picking up, for whatever reason, I am picking up like F-boy, F-girl vibes on their part, but they may or may not be. That could just be the way they come off. Because I think some people, they're good at portraying that without being that. It's up to you. I guess it depends. And for a lot of you, this does feel like a welcome distraction. Because, I mean, look at the cards themselves. Look how complicated and, dark it is over here. And then how lighthearted and free it is on this side. So your person is like a welcome distraction when you meet them. I'm going to be for Thanatos. We have death. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But the true archetypical resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the end of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos, as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. So yeah, quite honestly, your energy is very complicated whenever you meet this person. And I think they're just a good time, a fun time, or that's how they come off on your first meeting. Like a welcome distraction. It's like, oh, look at them. They seem to be really into me, and I could use some a fun night out. What's getting to me is this Eight of Swords and the Hermit. Like I said, I think it takes some time before you both approach each other, or before you even see each other again, or before you get to that stage where you take it to be more than just acquaintances. I do want to get one more card because I was asked to use the Dark Goddess Oracle. I don't know who here likes that deck, but I got it for you. So one for each one. Manat, Destiny. So you're definitely going to see this as Destiny pile 1 because, like I said, you're not looking for them. Not only that, but you have like a million things going on. You just came from a transformation. You could definitely not be interested in love, but then they come in here with their good looks, their intensity, and their heart. And you're like, oh, they're so sweet. And if they're a little bit younger or even considerably younger, like I do feel that's probably why, like, they haven't lived what you've lived, so they still see. I'm getting like in Titanic, Rose and Jack, like how Rose is like about to get married to this guy she doesn't really like, and all this stuff, and Jack's just living carefree and teaching her how to live. It's giving that. Or any manic pixie dream girl, if you want to flip the genders. But I don't remember what their ages were in that movie, but he did at least appear very carefree. I hesitate to say young because I'm not sure if they are or not, and I know age is like a weird thing for some people, but it's giving that where like this person is more carefree than you are. For some of you, it could be reversed. Yeah, we have transformation, third one. What's interesting is that because you're undergoing a transformation, you start or bring about a transformation in their life as well. In astrology, this would mean that you have very strong Pluto aspects to them. So depending on what it is, whether it's Scorpio, Sagittarius, or Libra, because those are the more recent ones. It could be any other. I'm just going off based off the ones I see the most. That could be important. Like, it's just going to cause a transformation for the both of you. You're already in it, and they're about to go through it. So with that said, let's see who your next romantic partner is. So yeah, we got the first impressions, and I want to see how it progresses for a lot of you. I don't really do physical appearances, by the way. I'm terrible at physical appearances because I judge people based off energy and their actions and stuff like that. It could be that they look like this, of course, for some of you, depending on what you're into. And you can, again, whatever gender you're into as well. But let's get into the tarot for pile 1. I keep seeing a waiting room. I don't know if this is because you're waiting for each other or somebody here is waiting for the other person. Like your higher selves are in the waiting room like, okay, when's our turn to meet each other and start our romantic journey, you know? So first impressions. Your first impression. The World. They really do like you right away. That's crazy. Like, because the World is endgame. Like, they could see themselves marrying you. They could see themselves as needing nobody else. They're like, that's it. That's my person. Pile 1. That's all I need. You're definitely their type in some way, shape, or form, whether it's physical or even, again, I'm getting something about once they talk to you, they're like, oh, thank God. You know, like they like what they see. But then interacting with you, it's like you're everything they also are into. And I do hope they're not a little bit delulu about it as well, because I do feel like they fall for you pretty fast. For some of you, there is the feeling that you may have seen each other's profiles, pictures, or have heard of each other before you meet, though. And it's like you do not disappoint. Like you're basically a lot of what they thought they would be, or what you're basically a lot of what they thought you would be. Did I say it right the first time? Yeah. Okay. Your first impressions of them. Judgment. Like I said, you're going through it. You are going through it. So you're actually, I don't know if you'll have, like, you could literally be very judgmental, but you're going to have like preconceived notions of love. You could maybe even, it's giving that you make up your mind about them right away, but it's not because of them. It's because of what you've been through. Does that make sense? So I'm also hearing like when you meet them, you may get them wrong a little bit at first. Like maybe you're like, oh, I'm not interested. But then like they come back around and they actually give it time, which is interesting. Yeah, 4 of Cups. This is you. It's like not as desiring more. You're like, oh, thank you, but like no. So I do get the feeling that you're going through a lot. You had made decisions. Maybe you made a decision to be XYZ and you're wanting to stick to it. But then this person comes in and you don't know if you trust that decision anymore. Who makes the first move? Wow. King of Coins. King of Pentacles. I think they do. If they're the more masculine one in this reading, I think they will. If you're more masculine and you know you're masculine, you will be. Whoever the more masculine person is. But I do think it's going to be them for the majority of you. Because even though they were over here and they had St. Bridget, you know, those deities don't necessarily go with their gender. It goes with who they are. But I think it's going to be them. I'm pretty sure it's going to be them. They offer something of substance. So let's say, okay, another way of seeing this, if you decide to ask them out on a date, for you, it's going to be something casual. You're not going to propose anything of substance. They will. Like, you may not take it seriously, but they will. And it's ironic because I think they come off as the one who's not serious and you come off as the serious one. Or, yeah, they come off as not serious, but they are serious. And you come off as serious, but you're not. Like, it would surprise people to know that that's how you were. How does this become something more than... How does this become a confirmed relationship? I'll tell you this, it takes some time. Six of Swords. Somebody is going to be traveling. Somebody is going to... There's a lot of... It could be long distance for some of you if you're okay with that. But their travels could get in the way of this. Somebody could work... travel for work a lot, or somebody could be away for some time, like living in another country, because like I said, it takes some time for this to happen. Or this could just mean that you both take space from each other, then you come back together. But I'm getting the feeling that maybe some of you meet this person at an airport. I don't know. But I'm getting the feeling that somebody here is traveling. And it's like, well, I'm about to go here, so I don't want to start a relationship. But if we ever end up together in the same place, or if you want to live here, or if I want to live there, we can be together. So it does take time. For some of you, this person could have blonde curly hair. Just by the way, I don't know why, because his hair is sticking out here. It's interesting. But yeah, it takes some time. You will know this person, and I feel like you'll keep in touch. You know, you might have each other's number or socials, and you'll talk to each other every now and then, or you'll have like a great time just communicating. So yeah, I want to see what kind of connection you'll have as well. So let me get a few more cards. I'll say this one does have the potential to be something very serious, mostly because your person takes it seriously. And I think if you are healed enough by the time you meet this person that you would want to take a chance on something committed, I feel like it would work out. But a lot of it does depend on time and the healing that is needed, whether it's on you or your person's side. Mostly you, pile one. And I'm not meaning to call you out or anything. It just feels like you've got a lot going on. It could be them. All right, so how is this connection? Eight of Wands, yeah, quick meeting, or you don't see each other for some time. And then the Hierophant. I think somebody here wants to have like a more traditional kind of relationship. This would mean, again, if it is long distance, they would want to wait until they can see you more regularly, as opposed to try to have something long distance. Somebody here prefers things to be more like they want to date and then they want to make it serious. And then there's definitely marriage here. Somebody here wants to get married. Could be you, could be your person. But yeah. We have the Three of Swords. Oh no. Also, sorry if you can hear that. There is a fly in here and I have no idea how it got in. All right, one more card. King of Cups. I do feel there will be some sort of separation between you and your person though at some point, and it's going to break your heart. You may feel like it's not going to happen. You may think, oh, well, they want to live over there and I'm here and I don't know when I'm going to see them again. But this person shows up like they remain a true friend. And because they remain a true friend, I feel like you eventually get together. It does take some time. And I think that's why I keep seeing the waiting room, like you're both waiting to be with each other. The yearning and the longing kind of helps this connection. But yeah, for a lot of you, it's possible that this would be something long-term. And the Moon. The only issue is, again, a lot of it will be determined, well, one, by like how you live out. We have free will, we have destiny, we have fate, we have our healing. Things are up in the air. Nine of Pentacles. Also, you specifically, pile one, do have to come into your own abundance here. I feel like you have to have some time being independent before you meet your person. Because once you're with them, it's like you're going to want to live your life fully before you get with them so that you have no regrets, is what I'm getting. But yeah, energy coming through. We have a lot of Pluto energy for sure. Some Taurus, a mixture of water and earth for sure. Because we have earth signs and water signs, Pisces, Pluto, Yeah, I feel like both you and or your person could have this, or one of you could be more water dominant, the other one could be more earth dominant, whichever suits you, whichever makes more sense. But yeah, this is your next relationship. So let's go ahead and move on to some channeled messages from your person. I do feel like you're going to build a good friendship, a good back and forth in terms of communication. Like even if they're on the other side of the world, they're still going to keep in contact with you. And that could mean more than the people who are in your vicinity and never even message you. So I think that's what's going to make you kind of want to be with them. How you never really felt apart from them, even though you were on opposite sides of the globe. So let's start with this deck, the I Am So Totally Into You deck. For pile 1. I'll be the wind, the rain, and the sunset, the light on your door to show that you're home, the velvet underground. I'll be your mirror. You and your person could mirror a lot to each other. I like the next line of this song as well. When you think the night has seen your mind, that inside you're twisted and unkind. Let me stand to show that you are blind. Please reach out your hand because I see you. I do feel like you're both going to see each other, both literally and figuratively. Like when you meet each other, it's going to be a case where like you see each other, and it's almost like you see a lot with this person. But at the same time, it's not love at first sight. Does that make sense? Like, you know it's something important when you meet them. Or even like if for some reason you see them online. Again, some of you might see this person's picture before you meet them. If you see their picture, you're like, do I know you from somewhere? Like you might see a profile and think, oh, they look familiar. But then you find out they're not familiar. The amount of times that's happened to me, and I meet people that I know are meant to be part of my life path or part of my, journey, it is really interesting. But yeah, I get that. There's a familiarity with you and this person. We have, I am talking about you to others. Okay, this person will not be able to shut up about you. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to tell people who know you. It's like, hey, what can you tell me about pile 1? I'm feeling overwhelmed. This could be you or your person. It will be the both of you at some point though. And it's almost like whenever you have a lot going on, you can reach out to each other and things just make sense. Let's start over. For some of you, like I said, there might be some time apart or when you don't see each other. I don't want to say it's a false start per se. It's more like you talk and then you lose contact for some time and then you come back in contact with each other. And that's when you kind of want to start things again. Not because anything bad happened, more because like you want to get to know each other again. Or you may have to if you haven't seen each other in a while. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you really like to reach out to each other when you're hopeless. I hope you're not with someone else. Yeah, if you do spend a lot of time apart from each other, you're going to wonder, did they move on? Are they seeing somebody else? Somebody here could be with someone else or getting over somebody else when you meet though. Or you may have heard that they have somebody, but when you meet them, it's like, actually, no, we broke up, a few months ago or something like that. I think you are very talented. Yeah, one person here has heard of the other person's talents or abilities or something. Somebody here has been hyped up before. And that could be why, somebody here is talking about the other person to other people. And that's kind of important, especially upon the first meeting or upon the both of you getting together. I want more than what we have. Like I said, there's going to be a point when like you both want more, and that's going to be like, for a lot of you, it's going to be the make it or break it point. Because like I said, there's a possibility that this could go the long term for a lot of you, but for others, you might decide that, or you might not be able to be together, or you might decide that you don't want something long distance. So you end up either putting it on hold or cutting it off entirely, depending on what it is that you both want. And then the last card, compassion, dearest one. Be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing you need to improve in order to be worthy. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your perception. You will come to realize the jewel you are when you love and honor yourself as you are. There's something here about the compassion you have for each other and the compassion that you have towards yourself. You could both be very kind to each other, or you could like really nurture each other. I'm getting that very strongly. because there's a strong friendship and a strong desire to be together, or at the very least to have like a friendship or a back and forth. So this is what I have for you, my beautiful pile one. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 2. If you chose the orange calcite, then we have a reading here for you about your next relationship, your next romantic partner. We're going to see who it is, how you meet, and any dynamics that lead you to each other. So I got like this very sunny, happy, vibrant energy when I tapped into this pile right away. Like I literally hit record and I had this big old smile on my face. So that could give us an indication of who this is. So we're going to start with the oracles, then we're going to get into the tarot. We'll save this for last. So we've got 2 cards. We have the lovers, Romeo and Juliet, and then we have the King of Swords. Interesting. It says, plots have I laid. Plots have I laid. And I'm also thinking of getting laid here. So for a lot of you, there's going to be some spice to this for sure. I feel like the getting's going to be good. This will be a connection where at the very least you express a lot of physical attraction to each other, as well as sensual attraction. So I'm intending you, pile 2, to be on the left side and your person on the right. Feel free to switch them around if you feel like you are more in one pile than the other. And it's natural for both people to mirror each other. So pile 2. Yeah, very sunny, warm, bright energy in this one. I like it. Okay, for you, we have Merlin, number 24, alchemy, manifestation, and magician, and number 32, goddess Isis, resurrection, magic, and fertility. Wow. 2 very magical people on your side. I do get a sense that maybe you manifested this. I don't think it was intentional, but I do feel like you were trying to manifest like a really good relationship, or maybe you earned it. And it's weird that I have to say earned it. Like I hear that song by The Weeknd, the Earned It song, which I confuse with another song. There's 2 songs of him that sound very similar. So specifically the song Earned It. And then with Isis, I get the sense that a lot of you are not afraid of building up your people. Like you're not afraid of being this beautiful, healing, nurturing presence in their life. But I think in the past, it may have burned you because maybe I'm hearing like rehab relationship. Like maybe you're somebody who built someone back up only to have them leave you, or have them, move on to something else or someone else. And it's kind of like you didn't want that anymore. However, it's ingrained in your blood that you would be a healer. So a lot of you do this very naturally with all kinds of people around you, not even just relationships. You could do this with friends, family. If you have children, you'll definitely do that for them, and you'll have children that are probably very attached to you. But like, for a lot of you, there's the sense that you wanted something good, either a relationship, love, or even just like a partner. But you had to do a lot of like unpacking and healing of the past that really, I just don't think you wanted that to hurt you anymore. We have 24 and 32, so those could be important ages for you. Or that could be like the ages that you were single, which would be about, 8 years. 8 years. Maybe some of you were single for 8 years, or 8 years could be an important amount of time. So yeah, something about your necklaces could be important as well, because I'm being drawn to their necklaces, interestingly. Okay. So yeah, strong manifestor energy. I'm going to keep them upright. I don't like keeping them reversed. So yeah, you manifested this. However, you also healed from a lot. Your person, blue and gold could be important, which right away I started thinking of Ravenclaw. Because what are Ravenclaw's colors? That makes me, I think it's technically like copper and blue or navy. But for some reason I'm getting Ravenclaw. I don't know, maybe somebody here likes Harry Potter. I like the houses. I like that idea. I'm not a big fan of the stories and the movies and all that though. And especially not J.K. Rowling. Sorry guys. I never liked, it's her writing style. I grew up reading a lot and I'm big into literature. I always hated her writing. Her writing style was what did it for me. I don't know. But I like the idea of the houses. Anyway, your person. We have Goddess Kuan Yin, number 30, compassion, divine mercy, and kindness. Your person is so sweet. There's like a sweetness to them. Not only that, but they're very kind and they're very understanding. This person, they come in with like a lot of tenderness, a lot of sensitivity. They're very sweet. And you know what's interesting? I feel like you both have, your person kind of gives me golden retriever vibes, and you come off as like black cat energy. So I definitely get that. But your person has a lot of like, they're very forgiving. It's interesting that that word comes through. I don't know if you both have history when you get together. I doubt it. But if just in case this is like the coming back around of somebody, understand that there will have been a lot, and I mean like a lot of healing on both your parts. But take that only if it resonates. Back of the deck is Saint Dymphna, number 21, mental health, well-being, and support. You could both either work in mental health, or you could both be very like into it, which is really interesting, like into developing your mental health. But regardless, there's like you both have very soft energies, and I think that's really sweet. I think the more dominant energy comes from you, however, pile 2. But this is very sweet energy. Your person is like, they're just so sweet. They're so sweet, and I think it's going to be hard for you to dislike them, or to not just like melt around them or feel like very kind toward them, because the energy I'm picking up from the both of you is that you get together and there's like this softness. There's like a softness here, a tenderness, even low-key a dreaminess. I'm kind of getting like Neptune or Pisces energy here. Let's get the rest of your cards, pile 2. Yeah, this is definitely a very classic, like you both fall for each other right away. It's like natural loving energy. Somebody here could be an air sign with the King of Swords. I keep getting maturity for a lot of you. Like you either mature together, or like as you spend more time together, like I heard wine, like your relationship ages like fine wine. It's possible that for some of you, somebody here could, maybe somebody met somebody when they were 24, 30, or 32. For you, we have the River, number 34 again. Interesting. Who here was... Oh, no, that's 24. 34. I do get the feeling I'm seeing... What's the river in India that is healing? I'm seeing that. Again, I get a very healing energy from you, pile 2. Or at the very least, like... And every time I see the river, I think of Pocahontas, like just around the river bend where everything changes. And she's thinking about what path to take. So she consults Grandmother Willow. I'm getting that. For a lot of you, I feel like you could be going through life and you may not know where you want to go. All you know is that you don't want to hurt anymore, and that you would like to have a companion in life, whether that's like a partner. I do feel like a lot of you are very focused on healing from previous connections though, or even just previous traumas, if not connections. And then your person. We have the Queen. Ooh, love the energy of your person. Definitely strong feminine energy. So if you're into feminines, this could definitely be them. If not, then if you identify more with the person on the right here, and it wouldn't surprise me, this would mean that you're in very dominant energy. Regardless, your person is like in very powerful energy when you meet them. Or they could be looking for their queen, which is really interesting. Very beautiful energy here. Like you both have a lot to offer in a relationship, and you're very giving. So you give to each other. Back of the deck is the empty room. You could move in together very quickly, or you could meet through roommates. Like maybe you are introduced by people that you know, like maybe somebody here is friends with someone's roommate, or vice versa. Pile 2. This is a very interesting dynamic for sure. But whatever this is, like you both fall for each other very naturally and very easily. Like I'm not seeing any conflict. I'm not seeing any discomfort. Which is why for like a very slim percentage of you, this could be somebody from the past, like you already know them. Or you could just feel that way when you meet each other. For you, pile 2, we have boundaries and darkness. I feel like you had to deal a lot with boundaries in the past. And this could be something that you're healing from, because I do get the feeling that Yeah, you're healing from something when you meet them, or you're dealing with like other people's boundaries, or learning to really put up your boundaries. Like maybe you had to deal with someone who took up too much of your time, or who you just kept giving to, or they kept taking from you, and whatever the situation was, you're learning to be more mindful of the boundaries you set, as well as the boundaries that other people set here. As well as like you're dealing with your own darkness, and darkness in and of itself isn't a bad thing. It's more like your shadow side, like the part of you that you don't get to see that often. You're doing a lot of like deep work, deep healing work when you meet this person. And your person. We have harsh truths and sanctuary, Bastet. Your person is really interesting because they tell it like it is. Look, they're such a kind person. They command a room. They command the presence. But they also are not afraid of saying something when it needs to be said. It's funny because I know a lot of women like this, or a lot of people, mostly women. But I don't think your person necessarily has to be a woman, by the way. But just because I'm getting like strong feminine energy from them, it's like they deliver harsh truths when it's needed. So they're good at setting boundaries. With sanctuary here, it's especially reversed. I feel like they may have gone through what you've gone through before. So they give you a lot of advice on how to handle yourself when it comes to dealing with either difficult people, with healing. They themselves, I keep getting that they could have gone through what you've gone through at some point. So it makes sense that you become friends, and like very quickly you also become lovers, or you get together very quickly, because your person, they're not afraid of their own darkness. It's funny because they don't come off as dark. They might have a commanding presence, but even then it's like a gentle presence. It's not like a tyrannical, domineering presence. No, they have like this quiet dignity around them. Like they definitely know when they speak with conviction. They have this strong energy. But it doesn't come off that way. It comes off as soft, warm, and loving. Kind of like a mother. You know how a mother is very kind and sweet, but when she talks and tells you to do something, you do it? That's kind of what I'm getting from your person. Almost like, I don't know why, I'm kind of getting like Megan Thee Stallion, but if she had like a more... I mean, she is feminine in her way, but like think of like if she was shorter and sweeter, which I don't know, like if I'm not saying that would be a better version of her or anything like that, not at all. But this person definitely, they're very kind. I keep getting that. And even when they tell you some harsh truths, it's kind of like they say exactly what you needed to hear. Back of the deck is self-love. I think you're both either on a journey of self-love or have gone through a journey of self-love. I love this energy, by the way. It could easily be that you both are just really good friends as well. So even if it doesn't work out, like you both would remain in each other's lives, even just as friends. All right, for you, pile 2. We have chance dice. I think when it comes to this person, okay, for some of you, you could like, not gambling per se, but you do like to take a chance on things, like especially things like love, or things like living an adventurous lifestyle. I feel like what you like to risk more is the potential to have like a very fun, exciting, thrilling maybe alternative, I'm not sure. But you risk a lot for like a fun life. You know how some people get that adrenaline whenever they gamble? I get the same thing for you, but for you, it's not with actual gambling. It's more with like adventure. Maybe you like to travel. Maybe you like to spend a little extra for a good experience. I'm kind of getting that. Like you don't mind taking a chance on love, a chance on people. Like that gives you thrill, because I feel like you've had a lot of great experiences because of that. On the flip side, it might have also cost you some things every now and then, but I feel like you do have an exciting life where you either choose or chase excitement in some way, shape, or capacity, even if it's just love here. And then your person. We have love, heart. Interesting that the number 30 came out twice for them. So maybe they really are 30 when you meet them, or I guess it depends on your age and like what's going on here. Or 30 could be an important date, like maybe they were born on the 30th. But your person, they're full of so much love and like this quiet but commanding presence. And even if they're a guy, like I still get this because I've met guys who like, you know, they're very quiet. They don't command too much attention, but they have like a presence to them where like, you know, they're in charge whenever they speak up, or even just like, you know, they're good at making things happen. I've actually been with guys like this, and it's really interesting because it does come off as feminine because it's not overly masculine, but it's like the way they show their dominance is through a feminine way that doesn't scare people off, and it doesn't threaten people, nor is it like aggressive or anything like that, which is really interesting. So yeah, this person, I like this energy. I like that you're both on very similar terms, that there's like a very strong understanding of each other. There's a strong friendship. You both have feminine energy in a positive way. However, I do feel like you may end up being the one who takes control of the relationship more than your person. I don't know who approaches who. Like, you manifested this for sure, but your person also is like really interested. I don't know who approaches who. You could approach each other at the same time. I'm trying to figure that out. Your person for sure, I feel, has like a very open heart when you meet them, and you could still be healing is what I'm getting, which is really interesting. Very lovely. And definitely for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be in your 30s, just so you have so many number 30s, but we also have 24, like I mentioned, 11, 6, 14. So yeah, if this sounds like this sounds like a really interesting relationship, a very healthy one too, and balanced. More than anything, I feel like this is the most balanced relationship I've ever had the pleasure of reading the energy for. So if this interests you, let's move on to the tarot to see more specifically what's going to happen in this connection, this next connection. I'm not sure if this will be like a longer lasting connection or not right now, just because I feel like it could go either or. But let's see your person's impressions of you versus your impressions of them. For my pile 2. Very refreshing energy for sure. So your person's impressions of you. We have the Hanged Man reversed. I do get the feeling that for a lot of you, you've already known this person. Maybe they were already a friend or a friend of a friend, or they were in your social group, social circle. Maybe you went to school with them. Or like, I feel like if you have previously known this person, like I said, there must have been like a ton of healing to the point where you're both on like really good terms, or like there's just a very strong friendship that kind of encompasses everything. We have, but goes thy heart with this. This person has a lot of heart for you. This person has a lot of deep feelings for you. Strong Pisces energy with them for sure. How do you see them? You have the 8 of Pentacles. You see them not yet where they need to be. You may meet them when they're in progress of something, or when they're trying to figure something out. But you can tell they're going to get there. Yeah. The sweat of industry. Interesting. You can meet them when they could be working, but like I'm seeing like they're on the grind. They're like trying to build up their resources. So you meet them when they're still... You may see them as a diamond in the rough, or you may see them like in progress. Like maybe there's something, in Spanish, they say something of like del proceso, of the progress, like they're a work in progress. So for some of you, you may see them this way, which would explain why I don't see like, there will be commitment of some sort. There will be mutual interest, but I don't know if it's like a long-term thing. How does this connection become solid? How do you both get together? Page of Cups. I think very plainly, you just express interest in each other. It's like, hey, I like you. Do you want to go out? And the other person's like, yeah, sure. It's that simple. Like, you're both open enough to communicate with each other those kinds of things. Not only that, but there could even be like a declaration of like somebody confessing their feelings, but it doesn't feel awkward or weird. Because I know a lot of people, they don't like that, or they think it's weird, or they don't believe in expressing their emotions or whatever. This is not this at all. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's just very simple. You asked, it could also be like friends to lovers, like it happens very naturally. An Ace of Swords. There is going to be a moment where you both wonder if this is a good idea, and that's fair, especially on the part of either you or whoever was the one who had to heal the most. So maybe you might, it's like a will they, won't they for a lot of you. Or like you could be friends that just hang out a lot, or friends that never really, it does eventually take off. So I want to see how this connection starts, because there's like a lot of what ifs, possibilities, and more than anything, there is a true admiration, compassion, love for each other here. That's undeniable. There's a true love here. So you will see it as a relationship, whether it actually becomes one or not, which maybe some of you may or may not like this. So how does this connection progress? Eight of Cups. I would adventure. Like I said, somebody here really likes to take a risk and adventure. Maybe somebody wants to travel the world or see more before this happens. Justice. For some of you, not all of you, if there is like a divorce happening, somebody could be waiting for things to finalize, or you could be waiting for somebody to move out of like an apartment, or for things to, if a relationship had recently ended, somebody could be waiting. Regardless, justice here is coming through as like waiting, which is interesting because this is how your person views you as well. Like something they have to wait for. You have the King of Swords. Again, like, you know what gets in the way of this connection the most is logic. Because there's a lot of love here. So it's like, what's logic doing in the room with us when we just love each other? And there could be things that really do get in the way, like work or the everyday things. Which is funny because I'm not really seeing that. Maybe financial issues, Three of Swords. And Five of Swords. So this connection, it's a big what if. Like when you get together, there's like a lot of back and forth. It's like, will we, won't we? There's dating, there's love, declarations of love, feelings and admitting admiration. There's also a lot of sensuality here that isn't really expressed, because I don't think that's the main issue. I think that's something that's possible. This does read more situationship, which is weird because your energies definitely give off the impression that the both of you would want something solid with each other, and like you both want like a forever thing. You both want commitment. You both could possibly want marriage, or at the very least, you know, long-term committed partnership. But what gets in the way is a lot of mundane things, a lot of I just keep hearing logic, and I keep hearing, what's logic doing here? Who is logic, you know? Because even this card, the Justice card here says, I am not bound to please thee. It's like, it could be the universe taking you both apart, because it kind of feels like will they, won't they? And it's kind of a shame, because I do feel like a lot of you would be very happy together, but at the same time, it's like maybe you're not meant to be, or somebody here is having a hard time really accepting a part of themselves that would want this. Back of the deck is Strength, but it does get better over time. For a lot of you, this is so, I don't know how it became so complicated, but I do get the feeling that at first it's just a genuine understanding and loving of each other, and then things get complicated. And why this is, I don't understand, but will this last? There's going to be some heartbreak before it does, or there's even this feeling that somebody here is thinking more rationally than they should. And maybe that's something that they need right now. Like maybe life is getting in the way. Maybe somebody needs to focus more on career or their health or whatever little mundane things. It could also be that somebody here keeps letting other situations come before this relationship. It's more than likely whoever has to do the most healing here. So this could be you, this could be your person. It all depends on who you identified with more in the oracles. But this next connection, this next lovers, there's love here for sure. But notice that it's only the Page of Cups and then the King of Swords as opposed to the King of Cups. And it's so odd because the oracles just gave me this wonderful feeling that as soon as I get into all of this, it's like, how did it become so complicated? It seemed like things would go a certain way and then they don't. Because even the Ace of Swords reverse, it's composition and fierce quality. Maybe something came out, like, why won't it work out? I mean, Strength can be a healing card. Like somebody here needs to overcome certain insecurities or needs to overcome certain mental or emotional blockages that are preventing them from even accepting the kind of love that is presented here between the both of you. What came between this? Like, what happened? I heard divine intervention for some of you, but that's not enough for me. Like, specifically, why was there divine intervention? Judgment. Six of Wands. Somebody here was choosing their pride. Like, the ego got in the way. Somebody here was choosing... It kind of comes off as a selfish energy. Somebody here chose... And I'm not saying that choosing yourself is selfish, but somebody here chose their status, their pride, their what people expected of them versus whatever this was. Especially if... Because like I said, there's like a very natural... admiration of each other, but if one person saw the other person as something that society wouldn't accept, or that their family wouldn't accept, or that they themselves, like some unhealed part of themselves, wouldn't accept, then of course the ego would come through and try to rationalize, oh well, you shouldn't get with this person because they're XYZ. You shouldn't get with this person because they're far too loving. You shouldn't get with this person because yes, they like you, but we don't like people that like us. You know, I keep hearing dumb little things like that. We have the Star. However, things do get better. And there will be, like this, ooh, Knight of Wands. You will keep... This does read like situationship. For some of you, if this has already happened, there's a possibility that this could repeat itself. If not with this person, then with somebody else. If so, that could be the hint to heal here. If it's not that, it's a possibility that somebody here will heal and come back around. Because this feels... You know when you're on a trail, like for those of you who like to hike or go on walks, and there's like a big trail, but then there's like other trails that kind of split off, but they come back around, but they all come back around. I'm seeing that for some reason, which is really interesting. Or like a track that comes back around. It's like, or even like in a video game, in a platformer or something that, you know, that's more linear. It's like, oh, you missed this, so you got to go back and you got to start again. I'm seeing that with this. So for a lot of you, I would manifest breaking a cycle either with this person or with this kind of relationship, because there is hope for this with the Star. There is a lot of hope for this connection, but there has to be a lot of healing, and somebody here needs to really defeat the ego that is preventing them from accepting a love here that is very genuine and that encompasses a lot. Because I feel like, again, logic is getting in the way, and nothing against logic. It's something we all need. We just also need a good balance of emotion and logic here, and it's kind of like it tips completely in the wrong way. That's why the Justice card here came through. I mean, look how annoyed this dude looks. Little Shylock here. Sorry for the cut. Shylock here. Look how annoyed he looks. It's like, what is this? Why do we keep going back and forth? Why are things not allowed to just be? It could be external forces, or like I said, for a lot of you, it's internal things going on. But for a lot of you, it could be external forces that are not within your favor. Regardless, the getting is good if that is something that you both want. I don't know why that needed to be said, but for some of you, I say that because maybe that's important. Maybe the sensual aspect of this connection is something that's important to some of you. Take that as it resonates. So let's get your final cards, pile 2. This one was interesting, for sure. You feel like summertime. You took this heart of mine. You'll be my Valentine in the summer. Childish Gambino, summertime magic. This summer season could be important for sure. Maybe some of you thought this would just be a summer fling, but then it becomes more, or like the summer was when you saw each other. Really interesting. We have gratitude. Thank you. This is a heartfelt thanks to you from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. Regardless of what happens in this connection, somebody here, whether it's you or your person, probably the both of you, it's like you're both very grateful for everything that this connection shows you. The unconditional love, the compassion, the softness, maybe even the lack of clarity, because somebody here taught themselves how to set boundaries even more, or learned how to see love and relationships through the lens of clarity, where maybe in the past they used to just like be boundless and aimless or go along with what anybody said, whether it was society or their partner. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of gratitude in this one. I'm hearing Dolly Parton. That's interesting. Last night, I actually had this. So the song I Will Always Love You was written by Dolly Parton, but I grew up with the Whitney Houston version. I love both versions for different reasons. And for whatever reason, I usually always go with the Whitney version because of the nostalgia. But last night, I was listening to Dolly's version, and there was like a very humble, forgiving kind of energy to that one. Like, it's different. Like, Whitney's is passionate and like dramatic and just big, and then Dolly's is like very sweet and bittersweet. Like, you know, it's funny, a beautiful song sung in two very beautiful ways. And maybe this is how you and your person were. Like, maybe you were like the same song but sung very differently, and it doesn't mean that one song is better than the other. It just means, or one rendition is better than the other. It just means that you were experiencing the same thing and expressing it in different ways. That's why I think there's still hope, because at the end of the day, it's still the same song. You drive me crazy. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe somebody here drives the other person crazy. You could drive this person crazy, or the connection itself could drive you crazy sometimes. We have Don't Trust Me. Somebody here feels like they can't be trusted, or somebody here doesn't trust themselves. I'm hearing from this person, like, if they tell you not to trust them, it's because they don't trust themselves. And I guess that depends on what the situation is. It's going to vary for a lot of you. For some of you, it could be, again, because essential aspect was coming through very strongly in the beginning. It could be that they don't trust being alone in a room with you because they know it's just going to lead one thing to another. Because I'm hearing Mamma Mia, here we go again. Especially if this connection was more on that side, where it was more like situationship or like a casual fling. I can't get over you. Yeah, I don't think one person here will get over the other one very easily. It could be the both of you, honestly. I'm afraid to get close to people. Somebody here is afraid. Whoever had to deal with boundaries probably is afraid to get close to people. Reach out to me, please. And yet, like, if you're not on talking terms right now, if you're going through a time when you're not speaking, this person wants you to reach out. I don't think you should. I think you need to let them come through. Or you should allow things to just unfold more naturally. You found out something about me. You will hear about this person. They'll hear about you. I think you could still be in each other's, I heard loop, whatever that means. Or you could have friends in common, or you could still follow each other on socials. I am who I am. Somebody here could be very stubborn about the kind of person they are. Whoever let their ego get in the way of this, that's whoever is stubborn. And I keep writing and deleting messages. It wouldn't surprise me if you both do this. Like, you keep writing something like an apology or trying to reach out for something, and then they go back and it's like, oh, there's no point. Let me forget about it. Let me not do that. You know, but there's gratitude here. So this one was interesting for sure, because I don't know if this hasn't happened yet, if it's already happened, or if it's something that's on and off here. Pile 2, that's what it ended up being. But regardless, there's like a joy to this one that's undeniable. Also like a love here that's almost unconditional, dare I say. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, Pile 2. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose the Agate Moon, then we have your reading here for you about your next relationship, your next partner. We're going to see who they are, how you meet, and anything else about this next, I heard chapter, so it could involve a chapter for some of you. So we're going to do this, you versus them, and then we're going to get into the tarot. So the card you got is the Chariot. Interesting, the Chariot. So somebody here could be either born in July, a Cancer, or just really be into vehicles, or they could travel for work or for a living. I just kind of got that, where some of them could be like drivers or pilots. Like driving something could be important here. But regardless, I'm getting this energy of like someone with a lot of physical energy, a lot of stamina as well. So let's go ahead and get your cards. Pile 3. We'll read this little angel card at the end. So pile 3. Yeah, this person's a go-getter. And I feel like they're going to have a lot of energy. So if you're very active, this is a good thing. I intend you, pile 3, to be on the left side and your person on the right. So you got St. Bridget, number 20, passion, fire, and growth. This card keeps wanting to fall out. Interesting. Maybe some of you are a little clumsy, or maybe just around this person you get a little flustered and clumsy, which is cute. It's giving like a rom-com where like the girl is just like cute and clumsy. I'm not saying that you have to be. It could just be with this person, honestly. Or maybe when you meet, like there's a little oops, like maybe you run into them, or you drop your books. Again, it's giving rom-com, like high school rom-com. And then your person. We have Goddess Isis, number 32, resurrection, magic, and fertility. Ooh, I love this energy because your person is very nurturing. They're also really used to being the one who like nurtures their partner. So I get more masculine energy from them. Ironically, Isis is the mother goddess, but I just get like a strong nurturing energy. Like even if this is a man, like a heterosexual man, again, especially if they're a Cancer man, like they have a nurturing, mothering energy. They like to take care of people. And more than that, they like to heal people. This person is probably really used to leveling up people. They could be a coach, either life coach or a sports coach. For whatever reason, I was at the gym earlier and I saw this father and daughter, like he was like teaching her how to lift weights and stuff, you know, so nobody's dusty son has to go to the gym to teach her how to lift weights. I was kind of getting that. So your person could be that way. If they're not a man, even if they're a woman, again, they're very, very self-assured. And one thing you both have in common is that you very much know yourselves. Like you know what you're about. For whatever reason, I'm getting your energy, pile 3, and I feel like you get very either insecure or flustered around this person. Like you don't know how to act. Even if you're typically not this way. Like you're just a little... They make you feel all, you know, all like the butterflies inside, and you just get a little sheepish around them. It's cute. Like you're a little intimidated, but in a good way. It's giving like they turn you into a lover boy, lover girl kind of person, which is really interesting. 20 and 32 could be important. Those could be important dates, or the 20th is a date, but 32 is not a date. There could be a difference of 12, whether that's 12 months, weeks, days, years for some of you. But yeah, let's get the rest of your cards, pile 3. So definitely you and this person like to do stuff together. I did mention the gym. Maybe you meet each other at the gym or something like that. Or you can meet while you're traveling, because the chariot can indicate travel, or even while on the go. Maybe you, like if you have car issues, this person could definitely help you with that. This person likes to help people. And they're going to find you very attractive. Even if they're not looking for someone attractive, they find you very attractive. I don't know why I heard that. That's interesting. All right, pile 3. We have the orphan. Aw. Why did I hear Little Orphan Annie? What? From the musical. And then for your person. We have the nectar. Yeah, the nurturing. Look how similar these cards are. There's like a circular, well, they all have circular aspects. There's the flower and there's a hand. So you and this person are similar in various ways. For example, your charts could be very similar. Like the specific example I'm being shown, like maybe you're both water signs with earth moons, or like you both have the same element of Venus sign. So maybe you're both air Venus signs, things like that. Like there's going to be a mimicking within each other. So you're very similar. The only difference is I feel like this person makes you want to be very submissive, or like very like helpless and damsel in distress. Like this person makes you just want to submit, and I get that, which is weird because I think this person is kind of used to that, but they actually I think they don't like when people submit to them because they're actually, I don't know, I feel like that's a burden that they've always had to deal with. I'm not saying that they don't like it. So the orphan card here makes me feel like they want to take care of you. Like they see you and they're used to being the one who comes to rescue people. So when they see this like orphan energy within you, it's like, oh, you need help. Oh, you don't know how to do something. Here, let me help you out. Let me give you this and this is advice. This person is really going to want to do a lot of things for you. And in turn, this person knows how to live a good life. Like it doesn't bother them that you need their help. What bothers them is when people don't want to have fun or when all they focus on is work and not enough play, which is really interesting. This person gives me like, your person gives me cool person vibes for some reason, which is really interesting. I don't know. I don't know how to describe their energy. It's like nonchalant and unbothered, but deep down they kind of are. Like they do have a lot of feelings. I just feel like they don't always show them on the surface. Back of the deck is the shadow. One thing about this relationship though, it is going to bring out shadow aspects, probably more within you with this orphan card, because I feel like there's going to be wounds of like childhood, like especially if you dealt with like negligence or like the abandonment wound when you were younger. That could be something that comes up in this connection somehow. Because this person doesn't show all their emotions on their sleeve, you're gonna want to like impress them more. Like I see you wanting to like get a reaction out of this person, because I'm being shown all the dynamics within like movies and shows and stuff I've seen where like it's like manic pixie dream girl versus the guy who doesn't feel anything, you know, the stoic nonchalant dude. I'm getting a little bit of that between you and your person. However, let's get more cards. One thing you both have is like, I feel like you're similarly attractive. Like you both attract a lot of attention, a lot of romantic attention. So you look like you fit well together. Like if people were to see you two together, they would assume that you are together. There's like an equal level of attraction. I don't know why that's a thing that's coming through, but it is. But you make a good looking couple. For you, pile. Ooh, we have feminine and protection. What did I say? Like they bring out that feminine side of you. Even if you're typically not a feminine person, even if you're like the most Aries fire girl who only takes care of herself, or if you're a guy and you're like super masculine, this person makes you want to be like super girly, super feminine. Venus aspects are definitely a big thing in this connection. They make you want to just be soft. You may even dress more feminine around them. If you're a guy, this would mean that you want to be taken care of by this person, because again, the mothering energy. And then we have protection. Not only that, but they want to protect you. You bring out this side of them that wants to protect you. So take this as it resonates. I feel like there's the only thing that is kind of, and I guess it depends on like what kind of connection you want. I do feel like there's a possibility that this person could, what's the word? Be patronizing or infantilize you. That's the only thing I see that might be an issue. I guess it depends on whether you want to be baby girled or not. Some of you might really like this. Some of you might not. Me personally, I got that Venus in Aries, so I'm like, I don't know. But, you know, I also look younger than my age. So when I get with certain people, they just kind of want to treat me like I'm the age I look, and I don't like that. It's like, excuse me. I have lived a life. Quite a life. Let's get cards for your person. So that might be an issue that you bring up, or that could be something, maybe it's not really an issue for some of you, but for some of you, it might be. All right, for your person, we have love, heart. So this person is very loving. One thing about your person, it's interesting because I'm looking at their energy. I'm looking at the outside of them. And on the outside, it's like still water. And on the inside, they're very sweet. They're loving. but they don't show it out loud. Like, this person is not about loud displays of affection. People may even wonder if they're into you, because I feel like this person just feels like, it's so weird to describe. Like, maybe they're very stoic or nonchalant, but on the inside, they're very, very passionate, very loving. They're probably a really good lover too. I'm getting that. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. People may wonder if they're into you, and you're like, oh yeah, absolutely. Behind closed doors, we're like going at it, or we're always making out. They're always doing nice things for me. But I'll be honest, pile 3, it's going to be either a slow burn, or it's going to take a long time for this person to come out of their shell. Let's get your final card. Yeah, back of the deck is growth, spiral. Like, I feel like this grows with time, or it's going to take time to get there, because this person is so slow to open up. I'm curious as to where you meet. I feel like, again, you could run into them. There could be an accident. Maybe they help you out with something, because Isis is a healer. The Resurrector. Your person could be like a Capricorn or a Scorpio or even a Virgo. All right, so for you, we have Santa Muerte, death. And for your person, we have Aphrodite, romance. Look at all these loving cards on your person. I think your person, they really do live for the romance. And there's something about you that makes them want to romance you, especially when you're, something about you being helpless, something about you being like a little damsel in distress. They like that. And that brings out this loving side of them. Or that makes them want to be like your knight in shining armor. They want to take care of you. It's really interesting because I feel like, again, on the outside, they don't show this. Your person's also very attractive, but very strong lover boy, lover girl energy on their part. It just doesn't show on the outside. I don't know why that keeps coming through. But like when you look at their heart, they're just full of love for you. This person is definitely... The way they show their romance could be a little unconventional. They could have some Aquarius in their chart because sometimes the Aquarius love comes through as a little cold, but it doesn't mean that it is. And on your part, with death here and protection and feminine, I feel like this person really does make you transform. Like they bring out, I already mentioned a very feminine side, but they also bring out that lover boy, lover girl side, especially if you're not typically into romance. Because this person, they're very romantic, and I feel like they don't share that romance with everybody. So when they finally share it with you, it just makes you melt. But there is a little bit of a rom-com meet cute here with this person. This person could be an athlete. I sometimes see that in like the guys I know that are athletes that don't really show their romantic side outwardly. On the inside, they're very sensitive. So maybe your person's very sensitive. They could have like strong Scorpio placements. Yeah, this energy is interesting. So if this sounds like a connection you want to hear more about, I want to move into the tarot because I'm very curious as to how this happens, because you two seem like an unlikely couple, quite honestly. Like aesthetically you look the same, but your personalities are very different, and I think that's what's interesting. Not only that, but this person causes reactions in you that typically don't sound like you. So if everything I'm reading on your side, pile 3, doesn't currently sound like something that you currently are, I think you'd be surprised to see what this person brings out in you. Maybe some of you identify more with the Isis side as opposed to the Bridget side, but regardless. Let's get your cards. I want to see how they view you versus how you viewed them. How this connection starts. Or sorry, how you meet, and then how it becomes an actual connection. Yeah, I feel like your person isn't looking for anyone when they meet you, but they do find you attractive and they can't help but want to be your hero here. So how do they view you? We have the Ace of Cups. You really do open up their heart. Like this person is so into you, but they don't show it. Like I'm curious. I wonder if they have like a moon in the 12th house, which is weird because I have that, but I'm not like that. You know, I don't know who played Final Fantasy 7. No, Final Fantasy 8. Well, no, 7 actually applies too. I think they both do. But I played Final Fantasy 8 and it's giving Rinoa and Squall from Final Fantasy 8, where he's just kind of there and she's just like really smitten with him and wants to dance with him, and she's just cute around him. It's giving that dynamic. I was like, what does this remind me of? Because the way they see you as so loving. Like they're smitten. They see you and they're into you, and that's just how it is. I don't know. It's very plain and simple. If this was a myth, it would be like they see you and they got struck by an arrow, because there's no other way of explaining. Like if they were to explain why they're into you, they can't put it into words. Maybe they suck at words as well. But I do feel like they find you attractive. Not only that, but they want to be there for you. So this is how they see you. Ace of Cups. So sweet. So sweet. What does it say here? To weep at what I am glad of. Yeah. If you're a very emotional person, they like this. They like that you cry every now and then. I don't know, maybe they've seen you cry and they just thought it was the sweetest thing. All right, how do you view your person? Page of Coins. Speak between the change. Interesting. You see them as up and coming. You see them as like full of potential. I feel like they fall first. Ironically, they fall first. Even though they do cause these reactions within you, I think once you find out that they're into you, you just start acting differently. It's like, ooh, they're into me. And suddenly you start acting more flirtatious, more cute. Maybe you dress a certain way. Like I just, I'm getting... I don't know who listens to Vetusta Morla. They're a Spanish rock band. And there's a song they have. It's like... I'm roughly translating from Spanish. It's like, look at me, I'm happy. I'm making myself handsome, because the guy who sings is a guy. I'm making myself attractive for you. You know, I'm getting that. Like, I'm getting a sense that, especially if you're not into romance, this person brings out the lover boy and lover girl in you. Like, you see this as potential. You love the potential that you see. So whenever you meet, like, you start flirting more, you start investing in this person romantically, and right away they just like you. It's very plain and simple. Like, you both are really into each other. It possibly could be love at first sight. It's just not going to read that way when you're experiencing it. Okay, so how do you meet? I kind of said that there was like an accident, not an accident. I mean, there could be an accident, but they help you out when they first meet you. Why am I feeling like a sadness here? I don't know if somebody here is going through something sad when you get together or something like that. We have the Empress reversed. What happened? This is the Queen Mother. Lots of motherly energy is coming through. So a few ways of reading this actually. One, somebody here, their mother could be going through something. Two, maybe somebody just got out of a relationship with like a really important person. Three, I think this person... it's weird. Maybe they have a complicated relationship with women, specifically if you're a woman. Even if this person is a man, like even if you're a man who's into men, this person could have like issues with the femininity that gay men, you know, that a lot of gay men innately have. Not all, but you know, take that as it resonates. There's something about an issue with an important woman, or an issue with femininity, which is so interesting. I mean, this could be you. Maybe some of you are trying to like really tap into your feminine energy, and this person comes along and like, boom, there it is. That's so interesting. But yeah, for a lot of you, it's going to be issues with their mother at the time that you meet them, or maybe this person is somewhere they're not meant to be because of, I don't know, it's weird. Who is this? This is Queen Elizabeth. A fair vestal throned by the west. A fair vestal throned by the west. And she's in a Midsummer Night's Dream. Some of you could dream about this person, because now I'm thinking of a Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm not trying to say that you meet in dreams. However, for those of you who do live a good chunk of your life in dreams, you could meet them in a dream. You could see them in a dream. You could dream a lot about them before you get together. That's so interesting. Anyway, how does this become a relationship? How does this become a concrete, committed relationship? Because for a lot of you, it does seem like it would go that way. Page of Swords, Children of an Idle Brain, Mercutio. Not Mercutio, god damn. Okay, so Mercutio is the one from Romeo and Juliet who said, a curse upon both your houses. Quite honestly, somebody here is going to say something bold. Someone's going to say something. I don't know, like maybe they might say something very flirtatious to you, or they may just straight up hit on you when they typically don't. Maybe you're somebody who says something daring. I feel like somebody says something here. There could easily be like a little back and forth between the both of you. Like maybe you like to take digs at each other, you know, playful digs. If not, somebody says something risky and it pays off. Because Mercutio makes me think of like how he'll say whatever. His name literally is like Mercury. So communication for sure. Like you could be talking and then suddenly something happens and, you know, like they might just straight up be like, hey, do you want to hang out? You want to go out? But it feels riskier than that because his energy is coming through as somebody who doesn't know how to communicate. And then they say something and it changes everything. So they might straight up use a pickup line, like a very risky pickup line. And depending on what it is, maybe it's a really good turn of phrase as well. If this person's really intelligent, and it wouldn't surprise me if they are, they could just, I'm getting like a very, I'm hearing smooth operator. Maybe they might say something smooth. Interesting. Yeah, your person takes a risk here, which is interesting. Or you, it could be you, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be your person. Okay, so how does this connection play out? Mercutio is one of my favorites from Romeo and Juliet, by the way. Him and Tybalt. I like the side characters in that play more than I like the main characters. I think they're kind of boring, but the side characters, they give it all. Sassy friends, sassy family. All right, we have the Two of Cups. Speak low if you speak love. Ooh. This is from Much Ado About Nothing. It's weird. I feel like you guys just get together, which is funny. There was another reading that was like that. It's like, how does this connection start? You just get together. Plain and simple. No mind games, no nothing. This person really feels love when they see you and you guys get together. Four of Swords, rest and lying still. And then something happens where you don't see each other for some time. Maybe one of you falls sick, or like I mentioned earlier, if somebody has like a mom who has issues, they might have to go tend to her needs. Somebody falls sick. Interesting. Well, actually, no, it's not that weird. And I say this because for whatever reason, every time I've started like a particular relationship, I would get sick for like the first week and I would never understand why. Yeah. So somebody here falls ill or is bedridden for whatever reason. But that's going to show you how somebody comes through. Like maybe somebody shows up at their place and it's like, here, I brought you your favorite food. I brought you water, medicine, whatever, you know. Your favorite movies, we can watch them. King of Swords. Jeez. Look how we have the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. Your person gets better and better at communicating and opening up to you. And that's when you start to see their romantic side. I feel like they're very shy at first, but then they take that plunge and they say something. And then they open up and you start to see the true side of them. And I think that's why you naturally reacted or instinctively reacted in a way that made you want to be, again, taken care of by them, romanced by them, because you knew there was something within them that, intuitively you knew there was something within them that would be really good. I hope this reading is making sense. Justice. Not only that, but this person is going to make it a point to do right by you. Anytime you do something good for this person, they're going to pay it back. Or they're going to make sure that they treat you just as well, if not better than you as you treated them, which is so interesting. Justice can also be, which is funny because ironically this card says, I am not bound to please thee, but however, this person does want to please you. Like this person wants to make it a point to be good to you. Your person could be an air sign because we have King of Swords, Justice, which is Libra energy, Page of Swords, more air energy. The Empress can also be Libra because it's Venus ruled. So we already mentioned Cancer, we mentioned Libra, they could have both. And Six of Wands, Valor and Pride excel. Yeah, this is going to be a very successful relationship. I don't know how long it'll last, but even if it lasts a short time, it's going to be something that's really amazing for the both of you and you won't regret it. And if it lasts a long time, it's going to be something that definitely ends in marriage, because I wouldn't be surprised if your person wanted something very traditional, like, you know, they date you, they marry you, and if you wanted to, you have kids, or at the very least, they want to solidify something, especially with the Justice card here. It's like they wouldn't just let you be not their spouse, you know? Back of the deck is the Two of Wands. Yeah. There is some balancing out in this connection, because I feel like in the beginning, like I said, there was like a possibility that they might want to infantilize you because they see you as helpless. However, something ends up working out here. If you're somebody who's very hyper independent or you're used to being alone, I think you had to be in that energy in order for this person to come through and be the person that you need. Like if you're used to always taking care of yourself, you needed to be in a space where you could allow someone to take care of you, to see that they would be a great partner. Yeah, for some of you, this person who ends up being sick is you. And hopefully I am not wishing ill on you, nor am I telling you to manifest bad things so that someone can take care of you. I'm not saying that at all. It makes me think of the stupid book. Was it New Moon or was it Twilight? Which one was it? Where Bella keeps trying to like get in trouble so that Edward, whatever his name is, vampire guy, would sense her and try and save her because they were on a break or whatever. That annoyed me. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't manifest that. However, if by chance you do get sick or you end up bedridden or something is wrong where you can't go where you usually go, this person's going to show up for you to show you just what a person they are to you. Someone who cares about you. Someone who wants to be there for you. Yeah. This one's interesting. This person likes to take care of you. They like to nurture you, but they're also smart and intelligent, and also they shoot their shot with you and it works. Yeah, I guess that's what I have for this pile. Let's move on to your closing advice, including some channeled messages. Pile 3. What pile? Yeah, pile 3. Sorry, it's been a long day. I took 2 Zumba classes and recorded like 5 personalized readings. No, 2 personalized, 3 for the channel. So I'm exhausted. However, I love a good love reading. So pile 3. I believe when I fall in love with you, it will be forever. Come on, let's fall in love. Stevie Wonder, I believe when I fall in love, it will be forever. Yeah, this person, I think they only intend to, I'm not saying that they haven't been in love with before, but they only want to get married once for sure. Or they don't want to keep falling in love. Like this person is not a person who wants to fall in and out of love. They want one, and they want one for life. And they don't want anything else. So when they commit to you, they will commit to you. Because your person had an air of seriousness, but it's not a bad thing. I feel like they just want to be someone steady and stable for you. We have dreams. There is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision, and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for, even that which seemed a distant dream, is about to manifest. I already mentioned that you two could dream about each other, which is really interesting. In fact, the 4 of Swords is also a dream card. I can't believe I didn't say that to begin with. But regardless, I do feel like you will meet this person when you're going after something you've always wanted. Whether it's your dreams, whether you're going somewhere you've always wanted to go. Because I briefly mentioned travel. Some of you could be traveling. Some of you could be working on a project you've always wanted to do. Some of you could be building your empire. You're working on you. And then this person comes around. Yeah, maybe some of you, when you meet, You might have an accident and this person helps you. And or you get sick and this person helps you. I don't know, something weird. Maybe this person's a doctor. I didn't even think about their profession. Or a nurse or something along those lines. All right, pile 3. Reach out to me, please. Interesting. This person is going to give you their number or their socials or whatever way to contact them. And they're going to ask you to speak to them, maybe to check up on you, maybe to talk more, to solidify things. I feel like you get each other's information, again, phone number or socials, out of necessity. Like there's going to be a practical reason. It's not just because they're low-key interested romantically or attracted to you, but because there's like a practical reason as to why they do. I am who I am. I just heard a lot of musicals are coming through in this one. But I heard from Rent. Who sings Take Me As I Am? There's a song, I don't even know what it's called. But it's like, Take Me As I Am. It's the lady... Oh my God, who is it? Musical people, if you know, please let me know. Because I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Or the musical. It's not my favorite. But I heard that right away. I keep writing and deleting messages. This person could want a reason to reach out to you or to speak to you, but they keep deleting them. I am frustrated with you. Interesting. This person, if you keep getting in trouble and they keep having to like save you, like they could be frustrated with you, or there could be like a back and forth. Oh, essentially frustrated. Yeah, that could be the case as well. Because I'm getting for some of you that you tease a lot or that you flirt a lot. So they get frustrated and they're like, you know, like they just want you to knock it off. But it's cute because they also like it. Sorry, I'm seeing various like examples of this connection. Because I've definitely been this kind of person before where I like to tease. Because my favorite thing is to tease. But I haven't really done that in a long time. Little old teasing Stephanie has retired, I think. Or she hasn't come out in a while. I am spying on you. Okay, this person is definitely going to look up your socials once they find them. And vice versa. I think you're going to do the same to them. If you let me, I'll take care of you. Exactly. Like, they want to take care of you. I feel you're a wife, husband material. You're going to think that about each other. You're both going to think that you're good spouse material. Why do I keep feeling a sadness? There's a sadness to this. I really hope nothing happens to their parents or, you know, I feel like there's just a weird sadness to this. I mean, I hope you're not sad about anything, pile 3. Keep your chin up. I can't get over you. For some of you, there could be a brief moment where like maybe you don't see each other or for whatever reason and there's like a sadness that they can't be with you even though they want you or you want them. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know. Because it feels like there is distance. But I feel like you'll get back together at some point. After all, this is your next relationship. Back of the deck. You found out something about me. Yeah, maybe somebody here will find out something about the other. And that's what's going to cause them to reach out or you to reach out to them. There's something about wanting to talk to each other and spying on each other. I feel like if for whatever reason, this is someone that you've gone no contact with, which I doubt because this is your next relationship or person, you could still be keeping tabs on each other, or you could have people who like inform you about this person. For some of you, it could be friends, possibly coworkers. I wasn't really picking up on work situation here, but possibly. Or like family that you know of, like maybe somebody here knows somebody's mom, dad, etc., whatever. But this is where I leave it, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the smoky quartz, then we have a reading here for you about your next relationship, your next partner. Who are they? How do you meet? What's going on? So we're going to get started with the cards, the pre-selected oracles, and then we're going to get into the tarot. So this angel card will be our last one. And I'm intending it to be on the left side, pile 4, and your person on the right. Feel free to flip them around if you want to, because when I've been doing these readings, I have felt that my viewers would be more one than the other. Not to judge or assume, but you know, not only that, but it is very typical for energies to mirror within partners. So let's start with the middle cards. You've got two of them, actually. We've got the Magician. To the dread rattling thunder, I have given fire. Oof, love it. And then we have Guiltless of Election, Two of Swords, Emilia from the Two Noble Kinsmen. This is a Shakespeare tarot, by the way. I haven't told any other piles this. Maybe some of you are into Shakespeare. But this is Prospero from The Tempest. And Prospero, of course, makes me think of prosperity. There's something about the both of you manifesting each other for sure. The issue might be communication. So this could play out several ways. Either you've been wanting to speak to each other but haven't had the chance to. Or there could be a hesitation in reaching out. Especially, for example, if this is somebody you've already known for some time. Or if they've known you. Especially online, like if you know each other's socials, maybe one person wanted to reach out but they didn't know how. Or even if you know each other in person, it's like wanting to speak beyond a hello. Like if this is like an acquaintance, maybe they wanted to have like a conversation with you. So there's something about the communication. It'll take some time before you speak to each other or before the conversation gets deeper than a hello, how are you, you know. So let's start with your cards pile. This is one of the few piles that I pre-selected them just because I ran out of time. We have the gem, number 6. No, this is number 56, not the gem. Bastet Sanctuary. Oh, this is so interesting. My friend, she makes essential oil, body oils like for the skin. And her essential oil is called, the one that I bought from her was Sanctuary. And it smells divine. And already I'm smelling it because it's kind of lingering on my skin a little bit, just a little bit. And it smells like soft and feminine, but also mysterious. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be giving this allure to your person. Also, Bastet would be that kind of goddess because she is the cat goddess. So think of like a little, you know, a sweet little cat that just is quiet, but cute and sweet and just there and, you know, wants to just be all up in... Maybe some of you are like this with your person. You're just, you know, adorable, sweet, and you want to be all up in there. In their presence. That's cute. We also have number 21, Saint Dimpna, mental health, well-being, support. And sovereignty, number 27, the crown. So you're giving the air of somebody very composed, somebody who knows what they talk about, but at the same time, you're like you're very sensual, but in a very non-assuming way. Like, you know how some people see sensuality as like you don't come off as like a vamp. You don't come off as like too much. You come off as approachable. But ironically, I think this is what your person is more like. That's what makes you unapproachable to them. The fact that you are so approachable, that the fact that you are so relatable. Some of you could be very intelligent because for whatever reason, her holding this book makes me feel like this person sees you as very well read or very educated. Like you know your stuff. Some of you could be in the psychology field with mental health and well-being support, or you could just be really good at giving advice. But this person finds you very alluring, very, very sweet. Gem makes me think of diamond in the rough, like especially with this image. Like you see all this dark, dry, grassy stuff. I don't even know what this is. But then here's like this beautiful, colorful gem. And even with the crown, I feel like there's a sort of quiet dignity to you. Like your person really does value what you have to say, how you think, but also they find you very attractive in a very, I'm thinking of like girl next door or boy next door kind of energy, but that doesn't mean that, you know, because I remember there was a reading where I said that and somebody thought I was like talking in a bad way about the person. No, it just means that you have like a very approachable kind of appearance. Like anybody could be friends with you, but you're also really attractive. They assume you have friends or a lot of friends or that a lot of people like you. Again, for some of you, I'm seeing social media, and for others of you, this could be in person. It may be both. It all depends, but there's something about your looks that come off as like somebody that they would like to get to know. Approachable, regardless of what you look like. And of course, this will also depend on like your community or maybe your background, their background. But you look like a conventional beauty. That's kind of what's coming through. Conventional beauty, or even like a very, I don't know, like the kind of person that they can bring home to mom and not have to worry about, you know, their mom thinking, oh, this one's a troublemaker. You have a very approachable appearance. And again, this person finds that in itself unapproachable. It's like, oh, I don't want to mess up around pile. pile 4, like they're just so smart and beautiful and yes, like very sexy, but not in an overt way, which is interesting that keeps coming through. Like, I don't know why this person doesn't want you to be like, you know, they don't want you to look like an OnlyFans model or something like that. They want you to look approachable. It's really interesting. This is how they view you. Whether you actually are or not this way doesn't matter. This is how they view you. Or maybe wherever you both see each other, this is how you come off. So yeah, very girl next door vibe. Like they feel they could be friends with you. And ironically, I feel like that's kind of what makes you unapproachable. But there is something very lovely to you that they like. It's funny, approachable but unapproachable. I keep hearing that. All right, let's see who your person is. Who is this person? We have number 32, Goddess Isis, Resurrection, Magic, and Fertility. Number 14, Archangel Azrael, Death and Rebirth, Transitions, and Life Changes. This person could be going through a big, massive rebirth, or like their life has undergone some sort of big transformation. For some of you, this person could have either gotten out of a relationship, or they could have recently changed jobs or moved to a new town. This person has a lot of experience behind their belt, because resurrection and death and rebirth are very similar. Also, this person may dress a little bit more professionally and or flamboyantly, which is interesting. But I don't think that really has anything to do with their personality, because their personality, ironically, feels very laid back. For some of you, if this is a woman, I feel like they could be, well, regardless if they're a woman or not, because I do feel like this person would be looking for somebody to start a family with, if that is something you're also into. If not, this is somebody who wants to create some kind of lifestyle or home with somebody if children aren't involved. But there could be pets involved. So for example, I'm getting somebody who wants to settle down, have a home, and start like an empire with their person, or begin something with their person. This person kind of needs projects, or they need stuff to do because they have like a restlessness to them, or even an ambition. It wouldn't surprise me if they have multiple jobs, or even like a job and a business or several businesses. This person, they got some heavy energy, but it's a good thing because I feel like they can do a lot with that energy. We also have the crone. Yeah, there is something here about this person having like a lot of experience, because I don't think they're older. It is possible that they are. And again, I'm getting, for some of you, if this person is older, maybe they're at an age where they do want to start a family, like they might want to have kids, because I do see this a lot, especially with like people of my like closer to my age, in their 30s to 40s, women specifically of that age. Like sometimes they're like, you know what, maybe I do want one child, and they go ahead and try it. Or they could already have children and they already know that that's the amount of children they want. They don't need any more. So I guess it depends, but family and like the lineage, whatever children they're meant to have will be of importance in this connection. So that's up to you whether, well, one, that might be for some of you, and two, that's up to you what you want to make of that. But this person, they definitely have a lot of wisdom, because this crow makes me think of, in Norse mythology, the two birds, the two ravens or crows. I don't remember. I know all blackbirds have like a similar, they're in the similar family, but I forget which ones they are. But one is thought and one is memory. So this person, definitely a deep thinker and also a great memory. And with that comes wisdom, because Odin is the god of wisdom in Norse mythology. Let's get the rest of your cards. I am going to read from a different book for Azrael, because I recently got a book on archangels. And I love this deck, of course, but for whatever reason, I'm being told to use the new one that I have. So I'll do that in a moment. We have number 49, Independence and Feline. And look, already the mirroring is happening, because this particular deck is a little bit based on Egyptian mythology. And here we have Bastet, and this looks like it would be her sanctuary. So ironically, I think this person's independence becomes your sanctuary, because I'm thinking of somebody. Your person is somebody who does things on their own terms. They don't follow the status quo. They don't follow what society has told them. So even with the family thing, like a lot of society tells people to have children at a young age as opposed to older in life. And I think this person was like, well, I want to have more experience. I want to have my fun. I want to build my empires, make my money before I start a family. So already I'm getting that. Of course, that's an example. Another way of seeing this is that this person could have been very educated, or there's something about them building up what they want before they settle down. And you might find that very comforting because they will already have a lot under their wings before you can even join them. So maybe they have a home, or maybe they have a lifestyle that you're going to be okay stepping into or joining into, like if you blend your lifestyles together. Because even though there does seem to be just a little bit of differences between you and your person, ironically, when you come together, it makes a lot of sense because you want similar things. Let's say this person is very well traveled, or they travel a lot. You may want to go on those travels with them, or yeah, whatever this is, you are a meeting of minds, and this makes sense to this connection. Also, your person got a lot of cards, by the way, because they got 3 of these. So we have Ragana, clarity, Ishtar, sexuality, and Rangda, fear. Ooh. This person, first of all, anybody here who has qualms about like what goes on in the bedroom, this person is going to be really, really attentive to that. Not only that, but they're going to be very like, it's weird that came through, because not every pile had something spicy going on. Not because there won't be, but because sometimes it's just not important. But here, this person really does value that aspect of a relationship. So if there's any issues with that, they're going to make sure that they get resolved, because either it's important to them or it's important to you and they want to solve it. So definitely in the bedroom, it's going to be very peaceful. It's going to be something that you both look forward to, and nothing weird. Just because I've read for people who kind of have like weirdness about it, not in this connection. It's going to be something that's very, very accommodated to, or even healed. This person could just know how to, they know a lot. I keep getting that. They just know a lot. And that's partially due to experience and partially due to the wisdom that they carry very innately. This person's an overthinker, and what I love about overthinkers is that they typically tend to be very wise, because they've thought of a lot of things before they even go through with a plan or go through with a decision. With clarity, this person is very intelligent, also very psychic, low-key psychic, at least when it comes to the people they're into. And with fear, I do feel like this person in the past has had fears. Maybe every now and then they still grapple with fear. But I feel like this is mostly like either their upbringing or the people they used to have to deal with, or even like the environment they used to be in. This person's a badass, I'll be honest. I like your person's energy. Part of the reason they have so many cards is because they have a lot of very strong qualities that I think you're going to be really attracted to. Not only that, but they like how they see you as very simple, but that's not in a bad way. They like how you just keep things very simple and to the point. Because I feel like they tend to overcomplicate it. And maybe they even sometimes feel like they can be too much. But I feel like you're not going to see it as too much. You're going to see it as very, very comforting that they think a lot about things. But they're not complicated. They may feel like they overcomplicate things. I feel like you simplify the things that they overcomplicate. I did mention that this person does have more experience than you. I don't know if they're older or not. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me. But I don't want to assume that because of the crone. Also, there's something very... Isis and Basta. Yeah, there's like a similarities between both of you. Because, I mean, the common thread here would be Egyptian mythology. But there could be a common thread aside from that between you and your person. Maybe you both went to the same schools. Or maybe you have similar friends. Or maybe you have a similar upbringing. Or similar heritage. Or you come from a similar place. Regardless, there's something about enjoying each other's company. I feel more than anything, they're going to be very accommodating to you, and you're going to like, it's possible you could move in with them, because like I mentioned, they probably already have a lot going on. If they move in with you, they have a lot to offer and bring to you, because I'm literally seeing like maybe you have a little apartment, but they have like all this cool furniture and all this stuff. Like it could work in either way. Like whatever you have when you come together will balance out in some way. So yeah, I like this arrangement, whatever this is. It's very, oh, let me read for Azrael. Okay, so this is from the Archangel Fire Oracle. This is not the Archangel Fire Oracle. I haven't even used this deck yet. It's been sitting around and I've just been reading the book. But this one says, I'm being told to read the message. Transitions. You are at a major point of transition. Release all that is currently falling away with love. I said almost failing away with love. Remember that after a death, there always comes a rebirth. If you have pulled this card following the loss of a loved one, this message comes as a validation that the angels are guiding their way safely through the veil. This person may have recently lost somebody or lost something of importance. So if it's not like a person, I mean, it could be a pet, or it could be like their home. Maybe they recently lost their home, whether it's because they had to let it go or they couldn't have it anymore. So this person has had to rebuild, and it wouldn't surprise me if this isn't even the first time that they've had to rebuild, actually. But yeah, I think they carry it. Like, you wouldn't think that they're suffering the things that they're going through because of how they have had to deal with it in several ways, maybe even several times as well. So if this sounds like a connection that you're interested in, let's go ahead and move into the tarot. Like I mentioned, it'll be some time before you communicate. So when you first meet each other, you may just keep everything surface level. Or it may be whatever surface level is for you. For some people, it might just be like saying hello. For others, it could just be talking about work or talking about, I don't know, the weather or, you know, things you may have in common. And then you get to know each other on a deeper level, and then it becomes something different. So pile 4. How does your person view you when they first meet you? We have the 8 of Cups. They view you as somebody who's very emotionally detached. They may think you're not into them. Again, if you're coming out of a transition where you're leaving behind something, they may just feel like you have like nothing to offer. And that's not because they're not interested in you. They just feel, I just keep getting this feeling that you may feel like they're not into you, or they may not be wanting anything. It's really interesting because I feel like you see the depth of their emotions, but you may not understand that they might also be into you, or yeah. So this person may just feel like you're uninterested with the 8 of Cups here. It says, I would adventure. Maybe they see you go off on a lot of travels, or they see you doing a lot of things, and they just feel like, oh, this person, they're out having fun and gallivanting and probably dating other people. They have no interest in me. I do feel like that changes though. How do you view your person? How do you view your person? It takes you a while to make an assessment on them, which is interesting. I feel like they have been watching you more than you've been watching them. 2 of Swords. Interesting. I feel like it's possible you're the one who hesitates on reaching out to them, because maybe you've thought about bringing up a certain topic or a certain subject, or maybe you wanted to speak about something, but it takes you some time, which is really interesting. But this is really interesting because I feel like at first you're both not really interested in each other, or at the very least not interested romantically. I just feel like you see each other in passing, or you may want to say something, but you feel like you can't. Like maybe this person, I have to bring this up because I've been accused of this, but I've also seen this in other people. Like if you're a fast walker, or maybe you're just always just going somewhere in passing, like maybe you're like, hey, how you doing? And then you keep walking, like you never stop to speak, or maybe they never stop to speak. I don't feel like you two are those kinds of people where you stop and just talk to each other. It's very rare that you do. So those connections that typically begin that way, that's not how this connection begins, which begs the question, how do you get together? How do you get together then? How does this happen? Or how do you meet? Let's start with how do you meet. But I feel like when you meet, again, there's not much romance involved. How do you meet? How do you get together? How do you meet? 3 of Cups. You meet through friends of friends. You could meet in a social setting. You could meet through colleagues. You could meet... I'm getting... Like if it is at work, it's like the break room. You meet through break room vibes. Like maybe one person's talking to the other and the other person's like, oh, hey, this is this person. Or you're introduced to each other by a third person, a friend in common. It could be the workplace. It could be your community. Maybe if you have like neighbors of neighbors or friends of friends, this is how you're introduced. If it's online, you meet through each other's like I'm getting the Facebook people you may know. I think Instagram does this as well, like people you may know. So you meet in a social setting. You meet in a social setting. I keep getting that. How do you get together then? Yeah, you can meet at a bar. If you go out to drinks, or if you go out to, you just meet through friends. How do you get together? Page of Cups. I think one person opens up and really just shows romantic interest. Who it is, I'm not sure. But I think it's just a very simple, one person is like, hey, I would like to go out with you, or hey, I've actually liked you for some time, or hey, I think you're cute. I don't know how that begins. And I also feel like the conversation itself may either come off as or feel awkward. I'll be honest, it does feel that way. And if not awkward, it could just be like very shy. Like who would, I'm curious to know who it would be. You or this person. It could be this person. And there's somebody here who feels out of the group. It's weird because I'm seeing this group of people and you both have these people in common, but there's somebody here who doesn't feel like they're a part of the group. And ironically, I think it's because they feel like they don't deserve to be part of like the good time that you're all having. Or they could be busy doing something else. Like maybe they're, if it is at a bar, it's like maybe they're getting drinks, or maybe they're trying to find, service, or somebody here is like doing something else. If it's the break room, it's that one person who's actually like focused on like preparing for work while everybody else is just chatting. Serious vibes. I'll be honest, like both you and your person have serious vibes. I think more so you, but it could also be your person. Who reaches out first, or who confesses first? Page of Swords. Well, that doesn't help. If you're the person with more experience, it would be your person. Whoever has least experience is the one who approaches first. Because otherwise they feel like they don't have a shot. Not only that, but Mercutio here is specifically in this tarot deck comes off as like a very cheeky person. Like they may say something a little daring. They may say something a little flirtatious, and it's going to be it's going to be out of character for them, or out of character for your dynamic, or you just wouldn't expect it. Like they could say something like, you look really good in that dress, or those pants, or whatever. I feel like they're going to say something along the lines, like it's going to come off as very obviously flirtatious, and it's going to be them shooting their shot or trying to like appeal to something, and it's going to be really cute. So whoever does that first, it could be you, it could be your person. I think whoever typically doesn't do this might be the case. I don't know. I guess if you're the more flirtatious one, it wouldn't be you. If they're the more flirtatious one, it could be you. But it also depends on someone here wanting to shoot their shot. I don't know. I guess it's up to you. It could be the both of you in different ways. Anything else about this connection? I just heard what kind of connection this is going to be. They have the Four of Swords. It's going to be very chill and laid back. You may actually not do much, or there could be a time when you can't really do much. Like maybe there's moments where you just don't see each other for days, or even don't speak to each other for days. There's something here about... It's going to be very chill and laid back. Another way of seeing the Four of Swords, this makes me think of the relationships I've been in where literally all we did would be like bed rot before it was called bed rotting. I'm not like that anymore, but it's like you may go over to their place and just watch movies and chill out and stuff, or they may go to your place and do whatever. I mean, definitely a lot of if this is something you're into and something that you'd be okay with, like it'd be something that you're both always just like literally sleeping with each other. But there's also like a connection is involved there. Regardless, I do feel like a bed is important here, whether it's yours or theirs or both. Maybe one of you has like those sofas that are like really big that look like beds, which is cool. All right, anything else about this connection? This one feels very casual, I'll be honest. So I'm curious to know how long this will last. We have 2, 3, 4. So February through April could be important, as could August with 8 here. We have Ace of Cups. There's a lot of love in this connection, by the way. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Page of Cups, like... And it's ironic because when you first meet each other, you feel like you're not into each other. Like you both get this from each other. Like it's never going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Somebody's emotionally unavailable. Somebody doesn't really speak too much. But when it happens, it happens. Ace of Swords reversed. And... Man, Spirit shut me up right there because I was about to say something. But I'm being told to get the rest of the cards. King of Wands. Somebody here has to step into their confidence. Somebody here, it could be you or your person. Somebody here has to level up and step into their confidence, step into their power. Because remember how I said you almost feel like it doesn't happen? That's the Ace of Swords. Reverse, it's like there's no way this could work. There's no way this could happen. How it happens is somebody has to step up. It's whoever has to admit that they have feelings. Because whoever has to admit that they have feelings is going to be the person who allows this to happen. Because it could possibly be that it's a little bit more one-sided. Like maybe one person would like to be in this and the other is still hesitating. So whoever is still hesitating is the one who has to take a leap here. This could be you or your person. I think you will know, pile 4. Because this card says, our potency made good. And look how this person, I mean, you can't really see anything. I might censor this. But this gentleman is like old and weak looking. But he's the King of Wands. This is King Lear. Maybe that play is of importance here to some of you. I don't think I've ever read King Lear or watched it. Ironically, this is also King Lear. This is Edmund King Lear. Composition and Fierce Quality. I might have to look that up or watch it or something. But there's something about stepping into confidence or stepping into like a very strong position in life, whether that's through career, family, etc. Yeah, because it's possible that this connection almost doesn't happen. For a lot of you, if you haven't met this person yet or if this hasn't happened yet, the wheel of fortune is still turning. I'm seeing like something turning, and whenever I see it turning, it means something has not been decided yet. Sometimes it will show itself like a coin. You know when you toss a coin and it lands on the floor or a flat surface and it keeps rolling and rolling and it doesn't make a decision? I keep seeing that. For some of you, it's possible this may not happen. It all depends on who wants to come through. Let me just say though, there's a lot of love here between you and this person. And the 5 of Coins, 5 of Pentacles. What is up with King Lear? This is Kent. Okay, I'm gonna read up on this play. And back of the deck is King Richard. Plots I have laid. Somebody here overthinks too much. Somebody here is in their head. And this connection would be so easy if somebody just took the leap and made it and took a chance on this. I'm hearing that song by ABBA, Take a Chance on Me. And what breaks my heart is I feel like insecurities could be getting in the way of this. Both on both your parts, I'll be honest. I feel like that's one thing, you mirror each other. Those insecurities could be different though, depending on what it is. But there is a lot of love. Like you both are really good friends and there's like a very strong kinship between the both of you. I feel like if you were honest, this would be a connection where it was definitely not love at first sight, but definitely affection upon first meeting. Like when you both met each other, it's like, oh, I like you. And they're like, yeah, I like you too. You know, like when two little kids get together and they're like, oh, hey, you want to be my friend? And the other one's like, yeah, let's be friends. But I feel like you didn't meet as children. You met as adults. So we have all our adult baggage. And if you had been children when you met, I say we because I imagine me in the room with the both of you. But like, you know, if you had both been children when you met, it would have been like fast friends and you would have been friends forever. But because you knew each other as adults, you have like all these insecurities, baggage, all these traumas, all these little things. And it's like if all of those could just fall away, this would be so easy. Because the 2 of Cups here, speak low if you speak love. Somebody here could have a hard time struggling with either relationships or love in general. And you will know if this is you, pile 4. It could be you, it could be them. I honestly believe it's the both of you in different ways. And my biggest thing here is this Ace of Swords. Like it could happen so easily, but somebody's going to have to really level up. I do feel for a lot of you, it's your person. Because there's some sort of trauma. For some of you, it could be you. But again, you will know because you'll know if you're ready for a relationship or not. And I feel like what's eventually going to bring you together, first of all, I feel like you're still going to run in each other's circles. You could still have things in common, but it could take some time. In fact, this may not even be your next relationship. It could be the relationship after. The only way it's going to be your next relationship is if you already are over a lot of traumas, and if there's like any baggage has been released. It will depend on how recently somebody has left someone behind or somebody has stepped into a new era of their life. Okay, I took a pause to go look up the summary of King Lear. It's the one where he has daughters, and like the daughter's trust is there's something here about trusting family. Family could be of importance, by the way. Not that it was coming through very strongly, but definitely trust issues are an issue here. But I'm also getting like favoritism or prioritizing different people. Because you know how in family dynamics, like sometimes parents will treat different siblings differently. And even though they absolutely do not like admit to it, they take no accountability for it. Everybody sees it, like either you and your siblings or everybody else, or the favored sibling is never one to admit to it, by the way. But I'm kind of getting a little bit of that. So that could be an issue here. Maybe family issues are something to wonder about. Just because it came through 3 times here, which is really interesting. But regardless, I do feel like... oh, and I have to be honest. This is not my first time recording Pile 4. I did it once, but when I was re-listening, re-watching, it made no sense to me. And in all fairness, I had done it after a long day, and that was stupid of me. So I scrapped it and redid it again. For some of you, this could be a false start. Anytime I do this, sometimes there's like a false start, or there's like a moment where you know each other and then you go months, maybe years before you get back together. There's something here about a false start, or things just not being in alignment when you first meet each other. You know, right person, wrong time. But there is a chance that there could be a right time if you meet this person again. So take that as it resonates. This one is really interesting. Also very complex. So, but I feel like you and your person are both very complex, so that doesn't surprise me. All right, so let's move on to your final cards, Pile 4. So yeah, for some of you, I don't think this is your next one, but it could definitely be an optional one, or one after, you know, a casual fling, or one after something doesn't work out. Not to feed delusions about someone you're hung up on, by the way. Just, it will be a natural progression. We have... I'll be the rainbow after the tears are gone, wrap you in my colors and keep you warm. That's how strong my love is, darling. Otis Redding, that's how strong my love is. There's like a very plain and simple, deep love between you and your person. I keep getting that. Like, you both are just you adore each other in a very simple way. And I feel like that's the most simple thing about you and your person and your connection, is the love that you share. What's not simple is everything else. And again, if you had met each other, you know, like this could be like puppy love, young love that just is very pure and adorable, and you're both just madly in love. You ever see little kids and how they just love each other? Like, there's nothing weird or complicated. They're just like holding hands and they're hugging each other and they're just so cute. I'm getting that. I feel like that's how your spirit guides see you. It's like, oh, look at those two. They just adore each other. I'm getting that. It's really sweet. But no, we have to be adults that are complicated and full of issues and whatever, you know. But your love is strong. All right. Channeled messages from your person. Okay, we got a few. I've been trying to distract myself from my feelings. Yeah. Somebody here distracts themselves from how they feel about the other person. It's giving avoidant energy for sure. I effed up. Somebody here feels like they messed up, or they feel like they could never have anything with the other again. I guess it depends. Whoever reaches out first feels like they messed up. Whoever flirted first feels like they messed up. It could be both of you, honestly. We have I am confused. Yeah. Well, first of all, this reading itself could be confusing to some of you. But for others, there could be confusion in this connection, and that's what prevents it from going forward. I want to get back together. Yeah, somebody here wants to get back together with the other person. I'm curious as to how that will happen, though. Because like I said, it could happen, it could not. And at some point, I feel like someone is just going to have to like break through the silence, or break through the confusion, break through something and just admit to something and be like, hey, can we just give this a shot? Can we try it again? I am afraid to get close to people. Yeah. who here is afraid of getting close? There's somebody who's really avoidant, but they also have love in their little heart. So it's like it's at odds with what they want and what they feel. I never met anyone like you before. Yeah, this person thinks you're very unique. You're definitely not like the people they've known. Particularly when it comes to romance, I feel like it's not that you're not their type. It's more like this person, they have a hard time finding someone like you because you were very different from what they're used to. You're very different from what they go for. Again, it's that intimidation that we were picking up in the oracles, because you're approachable, but at the same time, you're not. It's your approachability that bothers them. Or it could even be that they should find you unapproachable, and yet they do. No, wait. They should find you unapproachable, and yet they do find you approachable. Like, it's very easy to get wrapped up in your conversation, the like whatever you've got going on, or vice versa. Like, there should not be a natural ease within this connection according to you or your person, and yet there is. Let's start over. Yeah, for a lot of you, this person is someone you it's possible you've already met. It's possible. You will know because, like I said, this energy will sound familiar. However, if you don't want to get back with anybody you've ever known, you could find another pile, of course, pile 4. And it's not going to be with everybody. Like, not everybody will have already met this person. And don't trust me. Yeah, there's something about it. I mentioned distrust here. King Lear, the play King Lear could be of importance. I've never seen it. I wish I had. I studied Shakespeare in college, but unfortunately that wasn't one of the ones that I got to read. Back of the deck, I'm spying on you. So you could be keeping tabs on each other somehow. Whether it's through social media or through friends in common. The way I became so tongue-tied there, somebody doesn't want me to say that. It could be your person, I'll be honest. Or you. I don't think there's any shame in that. Like, if you want to check up on someone, check up on them. I don't think that's weird. I sometimes think our curiosity is meant to lead us to like see something. Because I'll be honest, I'll check up on exes sometimes. Not always, because I don't really care. But sometimes I'm like, the universe will guide me to it. Or like there's stuff will pop up on my social media. And I'll be like, okay, what's this about? And I click on it and then I find out, oh, they finally went to go see that. They finally achieved their goal. They finally met someone and they look happy, you know, and I feel happy for them because it's kind of like, I hope that they've become better since then. And I'm getting a similar feeling with you and your person. Like, even if you hadn't talked for months, years, or whatever, they would hope that you moved on and did something good with your life. Like, if you had dreams that they knew about, they would hope that you would achieve those dreams. And see, this is what I mean by that love. It's like they want you to do better. They want you to achieve all your goals in life. It's a simple, what's the word? Agape, where you have a love for another human being. They love you enough that you would hope you get to a better place and that you achieve all you want and that you find everything you want. I'm getting emotional saying that because I think people forget that that itself is a form of love. Not romantic per se, of course, but wanting someone to be in a better place is love. And I feel like that both you and this person have this for each other. Let me get your last card. Prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. And I feel like this person would pray this for you as well. Again, the love I kept picking up on is a very universal love that you both share as human beings and as people with potential romantic interest in each other. For some of you, if this is an ex that really does hope you find better because they've only always wished the best for you. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. This has been a beautiful reading. Confusing possibly, but I really do hope you find what you need. I'm sending both you and your person a lot of love. I feel like you both send it enough to each other. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose this hematite heart, and if you can see me, hello, then we have a reading here for you about your next relationship, your next partner. We're going to see what's going to go on there. So already, there's like a really strong energy here, like a breath of fresh air, building up to something. There's something really reviving about this connection, like a rebirth, like a burst of fresh energy. So you're one of the piles that I pre-selected your oracles just because sometimes I want to spend more time channeling energy than I want to spend shuffling. So we're going to start with the connecting energies. This card is going to be left for last. So the card you got is King of Pentacles, King of Coins. Fitting my bounty and thy state. Ooh, there's something about stability in this next connection that you're about to be in, or this next part of your love life. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this reading yet. I was intending it to be your next partner, but some of these piles have been really interesting, so we'll see. But regardless, stability galore, earth energy for sure. That's Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, people or season, or placements. So I'm intending you to be on the left and your person on the right. However, you can flip-flop it, of course, if you feel called to one more than the other. Also, this pile got a lot of cards, like a lot of cards. Specifically, whoever's on this side, I kept getting 2 cards for like every deck that I was shuffling for. So already strong, abundant energy. So let's start with this card. We have number 22, Saint Francis, animal communication, activism, and service. So already pile 5. I'm getting the sense that a lot of you are in an era where you're focusing more on others rather than yourself with the service and activism here. A lot of you could be, maybe you're dealing with animals as well, whether that's your pets, or maybe you could work with animals, or animals in general could be important, like if you work on a farm, or maybe service animals. Oh, that'd be interesting. But yeah, I feel like you're dealing more, if not animals, I'm also thinking of children, like small little, you know, the baby humans, little human children. Regardless, I feel like you're you're at a point in life right now where you're focusing on things besides yourself and one specific person. You're focusing on everybody else. We also have the animal fitting and the thread. Of course, with animal, I'm also getting like animal instinct. So a lot of you could be focusing more on like your human self. You could be studying people like sociology wise or anthropologically wise. You could be studying humans, like what makes them tick. Some of you could be into psychology, but I've always specifically preferred sociology because it's the study of people in groups and how the hive mind is more influential sometimes than our own individual mind. You could do both, of course. I feel like sociology and psychology are siblings in that way, where like they definitely complement each other. We have Dalnim, courage. Yamaya, tranquility. I know Yamaya is a very important deity to a lot of people. But specifically here, she's coming through as like her more earthly self. I know she's the ocean, but for whatever reason, I've always associated Yamaya with like both the ocean and like the human body, because we are however much percentage of water. So I'm kind of getting that. It's like studying the emotion of the human body or the human self. Some of you could be getting into somatic exercises or yoga or any sort of physical activity that enhances or develops the emotional aspects of a person. Not even like, but well, yeah, the psychology as well, but also the emotional. So some of you could be going through, this makes me think of when I started yoga, and I originally did it just to de-stress and to stretch, you know, for practical reasons. But then you get really, really into yoga, and then it becomes like super meditative and mentally relaxing and, you know, spiritual. It eventually became spiritual for me because I would see and feel things. I felt my chi the first time when I did yoga or after a yoga session. So I'm kind of getting that kind of evolution for you before you come into this union, or even just, I feel like a lot of you are focusing on yourselves. You're not even really caring so much about other people, because thread makes me think that yes, you do believe that there are soul ties to people, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be tied to them. So I feel like you're really, really focusing on yourself and others. Like you could be trying to understand yourself through how you understand other people. Kind of like, what's a way to say this? Like by studying how people react with each other, it's like bringing something out within you, which is really interesting. Your last cards are abundance, coins, number 26, and mystery, pyramid, number 4. Yeah, it's like you're trying to figure things out. Some of you could even be doing this thing where like you try to figure out the connection between the body and abundance. For example, you could be studying the solar plexus, or like maybe trying to see if there are certain physical activities that can bring about abundance. And abundance doesn't necessarily always have to be about money, though that isn't very interesting. That is very interesting. It could also be like an abundance of joy, an abundance of energy. Of course, when we try to exercise, sometimes we try to bring in more energy, or health. Of course, you know, exercising is like an abundance of health, or whatever it is that you're studying. Regardless, you are kind of focused on a million things. With courage, I feel like a lot of you are slowly but surely becoming more confident in the kind of person that you are or want to be, or even in your studies and in your findings, or even just expressing yourself. Maybe even the way you carry yourself. There's something here about confidence. Courage is like this step towards confidence that a lot of you are taking. So yeah, you've got a lot going on. Not only that, but your beautiful little mind has like so many ideas, so many theories, so much knowledge that you're just absorbing, and really it just feels very satisfying what you're doing with your life at the moment, or when you come into this union. So yeah, very interesting energy. And then your person, we have number 23, I can never pronounce his name right. Is it Melchizedek? Melchizedek. Spiritual development, study, law of attraction. We have Ereshkigal, boundaries. We have number 19, feminine, rose. And then the underworld and the unseen. Oof, okay. I love your person's energy. First of all, there's something like deep, I dare say dark, but not in a bad way, but there's something very grounding and deep about your person's energy. I feel like your person would absolutely appreciate and love everything that you're going through, because this person, first of all, they're really good at seeing through a lot of people. Not only that, but it's possible that they could have gone through a lot. Boundaries is definitely something that they've always had to deal with, whether it's the boundaries that people set with them, or the boundaries that they had to set with people, both honestly in different and various ways. Feminine energy is interesting because I feel like this person is definitely very feminine, regardless of their gender, regardless of what's going on. They're in a very feminine energy, either when they meet you or when they get with you. I mean, it could also be that they appreciate the feminine energy here, but mostly I see that your person is really good at seeing through people. And I feel like it can even be off-putting to some folks. Like, this person is the kind of person that when you meet them, they're just able to really pick up on certain things about people, almost like they're like they got laser eyes. There's a little bit by John Mulaney, and I forget how he says it, and of course I'm gonna butcher it, but he's like, yeah, she looked at me with these Terminator eyes, like she was sizing me up. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, this person, they're just really good at seeing through people. And I think a lot of people just find that intimidating. This person is definitely intimidating. And rightfully so. I feel like this person has gone through either some really bad stuff, or they themselves could have had a very dark past. Again, with the boundaries, I'm thinking of like what they've had to do in order to keep their peace, what they've had to do in order to be the person that they are. This person is, I'm hearing an acquired taste, but not, and I hate saying that because it sounds weird, but this person, the reason they're an acquired taste is because they don't really put up with a lot of nonsense. They don't like an undeveloped person. They don't like somebody who doesn't self-reflect, and they don't want to deal with someone who refuses to take accountability for a lot of nonsense that they may or may not cause. Like, this person is just, they're on a whole different level. They've already gone through their spiritual development or something akin to that, their mental development. Law of attraction is interesting because this person definitely deals with a lot of they know how to attract the right things, or it would seem that way at the very least. And then with study, yeah, this person's like a perpetual student. They love to learn new things. So it's no surprise as to why you meet. Like, I feel like you're both on a very similar level because you're trying to learn about life and trying to figure yourself out. This person has, for the most part, figured themselves out. I feel like they know that there will always be moments in life when they have to refigure themselves out. But the connection that you both have is very much like on a mental and spiritual level. Like, you both see eye to eye on a lot of things, or even if you don't, you can come to an understanding that you communicate your differences well enough that it makes sense. That it's weird because I see a compatibility of the minds, or a compatibility of possibly communication, or even the way you seek things in life. So even if you had like very different views, you would express them to each other in ways that make sense to each other, which is really awesome, actually. So I'm loving this energy. I'm just looking, I'm trying to see what I don't really do things like physical appearance of your next person. I wish I did, but I'm not a visual person like that. But there is a chance that your person could be older than you, or just have more experience in some way, even if they're not older. Numbers coming through. It's interesting because we have 22 and 23. So there's something about you two. You could only be like a year apart or something along those lines. The 22nd or the 23rd of any month could be important, which is usually like a cusp number for the majority of the signs. We have 4, so April could be important. 26, 19. Yeah, lots of very interesting energy for sure. And honestly, even though your person is focusing on feminine energy, this could either mean, again, either they like feminine energy, or if they are somebody who identifies more with feminine, they could be trying to up their feminine energy. It all depends on your person. So if this sounds like first of all, this does sound like a very interesting connection. Then let's go ahead and get into the tarot to see how you meet, what your initial thoughts of each other are, and anything else about this connection that could be important. Loving whatever this energy is. Yeah, this is very much like one of those breath of fresh air connections. So how does your person see you, pile 5? How does my pile 5's person see them when they first meet? You know, it's funny. I feel like they can't figure you out, or they don't want to, or they're kind of very neutral about you. Yeah, 7 of Cups. They can't figure you out because I feel like they see different sides to you. I mean, you could easily be somebody who has like a lot of Pisces or Gemini or mutable energy. Like you could have many different sides to you. And depending on how you wake up every day could determine like what side you want to show. But this person can't seem to figure you out at first, because there's several sides to you. Maybe one day you decide to be very outgoing and a social butterfly, and the next day you're more introverted and you keep to yourself. Maybe some days you just are very full of energy, and the next day you don't even want to show up. So they see you this way, which is really interesting. Outward shows be least themselves. Outward shows be least themselves. Yeah, which is really interesting. So there's different sides to you. And I do think they like a lot of them. I'll be honest. Like I don't think this is a bad thing. I just feel like you can't determine, or they can't determine who you are. Yeah. All right. So how do you see them? Yeah, they can't figure out who you are, and maybe you like that. Maybe you're okay with that. All right. So 6 of Swords. You see them as somebody who's either always on the go, or maybe they're always traveling, or maybe they're just kind of yeah, you see them as like not permanent. Maybe they were somebody who was in they were like a transient person, like maybe they were just in town for a while, or I don't know, maybe if it was work, maybe they were just working there temporarily. But they see you you see them as somebody who's leaving. Maybe you only got to briefly know them. It's possible that if you met while traveling, that's just how you saw them, as somebody that you met while traveling, so you had no opinion. It's funny, again, because I think this person, how they see you is very, like, they saw different sides to you, but you see them as, like, temporary, which is really interesting. Again, I'm curious as to what this I mean, if you did meet while traveling, it's possible that you could keep each other's socials, but you didn't really think that they would like communicate with you or talk to you. Like if you follow each other on social media, you didn't really think about it. It's like, oh, okay, I'll see their stuff, they'll see my stuff, whatever. But you didn't think it would like get off the ground or get off the, nothing would take off here. All right, so how do you meet? That makes me question how you meet then. Okay, that's too many. You know what this makes me think of? You know how some travel groups, like there'll be groups that travel together and you'll see the same people throughout like that short amount of time. I've personally never been on anything like that. But I've been to places that are so small that you do see kind of like the same people like on the same flight or something like that. So it makes me think of that kind of situation, possibly for some of you, if it is a traveling situation. If not, take it as it resonates. So how do you two meet? You have the 8 of Cups. I feel like you're both on the go. Like whatever this is, there's a lot of travel, a lot of movement, possibly travel over water, because they all have water, because Cups is water. So maybe like on a cruise, or again, if you're traveling, I just thought of this, like I'm thinking of a school where like there's a lot of movement, like if you met in college or something like that. It's possible that if you work near water, you could be traveling through water as well. Another way of seeing this, of course, you could meet online and you could like share each other's, post each other's story, not post each other's, but share each other's stories, and you're both traveling. I just get that. There's something transient about this. It's possible you can meet online. Regardless, there's something about the both of you being on the go. How do you make this, how does this become a relationship then? That's the real question. I feel like every time I get a card, I just have more questions. How does this become a relationship? 8 of Pentacles reversed. Somebody here either needs something or forgot something, and they have to give it to the other person. And that's how you both... That's so weird. What is this? The Sweat of Industry. Or something about work. Something about like knowing a person that knows how to do something. Or somebody who has something. There's a necessity to this. And when you get together, it's like once you start doing that, you become, you decide to date there. Like maybe it's like one of you decides to take a risk here. I need clarification on this. This isn't making much sense to me. Maybe it's making sense to you, Pile 5. I don't know what kind of life you live. The Hermit. Yeah, somebody here is able to help the other person. And one person, because they're by themselves, they kind of need someone to help them out, which is interesting. So let's say, geez, what? I'm just being shown like somebody is kind of minding their business, doing their own thing, and then somebody comes in to help them, and one thing leads to another, and suddenly you're dating. It sounds crazy, but I've heard crazier stories than that about how people get together. That's literally what I'm seeing. Like you both are maybe working on something, or maybe somebody chats somebody up and it's like, hey, let's go do something. And then before you know it, it becomes a date and you decide to, maybe there's a hookup, maybe there's just like romantic feelings, and somebody is like, hey, I'd like to see you again in a more romantic way. And from there, it just kind of becomes solid. Again, strong earth energy. So that doesn't surprise me, because earth signs would be the kind of people who are okay making something committed like on the first few dates, because they don't really have time to play around or mess around. I guess for a lot of you, it also depends on your age here. I think if you're older, you probably don't mind throwing caution to the wind. And it's like, yeah, screw it. In my 60s, let's go ahead and date because life is short, and I would like to. Or even if you're younger, I guess it doesn't matter the age, huh? But I'm kind of getting one person helps the other one out, and then you date. And that's all I'm getting. That's weird, but that's what I'm getting. Maybe some of you move that way, or maybe this person does, or maybe that's just the energy of this connection. All right, anything else we need to know, and then I'll see how it pans out. It's so interesting. Help me make sense. The 6 of Cups. So we grew together. This is beautiful. I just heard the Brady Bunch theme song. For some of you, if you have children, especially of similar ages, you could blend families and it becomes very natural. For others of you, it could be that once you get together, it just makes a lot of sense how you both just flourish together. There's a sense of familiarity with each other, for sure. It's weird. I wish let me get more cards. I have so many questions. And likewise, I think the people that know the both of you may have a lot of questions about how you came together, because it's making me think. So there's a particular YouTuber that I followed, and it's weird because this person would post about like their relationship, and then they broke up or divorced. I don't remember if they were married or not. But then like a few videos later, literally 2, 3, 4, like not many, like it didn't take long, like within a year, they were suddenly pregnant by somebody else. I feel like that's the pace that your connection takes. Like 1 minute you're doing something, minding your business, and the next, boom, you found someone, you're getting married, you're living together. So this one does have the potential to move very fast because there's an air of like serendipity here, or like things, it's like you only live once, or you don't want to waste time. So whatever this connection is, it moves fast. And for the majority of you, you don't know this person yet. I am getting that. This is not someone you already know, which makes it even more interesting because people are like, wait, where did you meet this person? But when you meet, you'll know. Yeah, we have the world, completion. The world to me in a love reading is always about like, you know that somebody is end game. You know when you meet them, you know when you speak to them, even if it's just for a few hours or a few days, you know right away that that's somebody you want to be with. I don't know if this is you or your person. It's possible that it's the both of you. Like you both really do see like a lot of positive things in each other. We have the 10 of coins. Yeah, you, again, this card reminds me of like blending families. Like you create a family either very quickly together, or you already have families that come together very easily. It's like if your children meet, they get along to the point where you're like, you would think they're actually siblings, like, you know, blood siblings, not just step siblings. I think that's why I'm getting at some of you might be older, because if you are like again, I'm thinking of my older friends who are like in their 50s and 60s, who already have children, grown children, and how they just blend very easily into other families. This could also be pets, by the way. If it's not children, it could be pets. Maybe somebody's pet here really, really loves another person. It's like, oh, you know, my cat doesn't take to people very easily, but they love you, you know, stuff like that. Page of Swords. I'll say this, people will be talking about it. And I think that's one thing you kind of have to watch out for. People may be like, oh, you can't marry someone you met like only a month ago. Not saying that you will, but it will feel like this. Or you can't move in with someone you met only a few months ago. Stuff like that. Because I love that this says the weird sisters from Macbeth. These are the witches from Macbeth. I don't think they're ever called witches. I think they just call them the weird sisters. Present grace and great prediction. But there's something very fated about this. Because I don't remember if they're actually meant to be the fates. I think they're meant to represent a lot of things, you know. The fates for sure. Past, present, and future. But the Three of Wands, I have it, the one deck that I have that is based off Greek mythology has oh, I don't even know how to pronounce her name. The mother of an inevitability. I feel like it was fated that you and this person would meet and kind of just hit it off right away. I'm also getting a lot of really cute messages. Like you both communicate in such a cute way. It's possible there could be a language barrier for some of you, but I think that makes it even more, oh, you know what? If it's not something where you both get with each other right away, it could be something about a language barrier. Maybe you both barely know a common language that you both share, but you know, everything else makes sense. Like maybe you both get along very well physically, or you travel well physically, you work well physically. And if you don't believe that, I think you need to meet more people who don't speak your language, because the way humans just understand each other makes a lot of sense. Or even, you know, try being around people who don't speak, but communicate with like ASL and stuff. I'm kind of getting a little bit of that. There is something about your communication. It throws people off a little bit, but I like this. Whatever this is, I really like it for you, pile 4. Sorry, pile 5. And the Two of Cups, yeah. Speak low if you speak love. There's just a lot of very genuine connection between you and your person. There's an easy friendship. You both are very into each other. You both adore each other. And you know right away when you meet each other that you want to be in each other's lives. Back of the deck is a 9 of coins. There's also a lot of abundance in this. So somebody here could have a lot of abundance that they want to share, or maybe you both do. Beautiful energy, by the way. I really like this. There's a lot of strong family energy, a lot of emotions. It's a rocky start, or at least like a very unassuming start. I feel like how you both get together may not be the most romantic or even the most conventional. I feel like it happens fast. It happens like almost out of nowhere. But it happens, and it ends up being the best thing ever. Like it's like the most It's a wonderful surprise is kind of how I'm seeing this relationship. There is a huge potential for this to be endgame, marriage, commitment, you know, all of that. Even if that's not what you're looking for, or even if that's not typically what you go for, with this, it would make sense. So, I love this energy. Let's go ahead and get your final cards, final messages. These are going to be channeled messages from your person. Yeah, this one's really interesting. You're going to have to let me know. For some of you, it might be a while before this happens, or it could happen sooner. Because the timing of this one could be all over the place. You could either be really young or really old. I'm thinking of Uranian energy. Or Uranian energy. And Uranus did just go into Gemini, so it wouldn't surprise me. I feel like it could, especially if you got strong Gemini placements, it could be all over. We have, he loves me as is, which is a gift I wish for all of us to receive. The gift of being loved simply because of who you are. Not in spite of it, not with condition, not loved in parts. Patrice Concouleur. Yeah, whoever this person is, they're just going to adore everything about you. And vice versa. I think you're going to adore everything about them. It's going to be very easy for the both of you to just love, like love for the sake of loving each other. That coupled with the fact that you're both very like, there's just a lot of compatibility. A lot of compatibility. And an easiness to this. Like things just progress very naturally and happen very naturally. All right, messages from your person. I'm spying on you. If you let me, I'll take care of you. I can't get over you. So with the spying, like I mentioned, this person sees a lot of sides to you. It could either be online or then spying, not in a creepy way, by the way. I feel like they're more observing you. But to some people, it could come off as spying because, I'm sorry, in the age of social media, if you have a lot of public social media accounts, it's not surprising that people may look at them, maybe even go through like a little, you know, when you're like obsessed with something and you like, especially like a song, like you listen to it for a bunch of times a day for several days, or like if you find a new content creator that you just love all their stuff and you watch all their stuff, that's kind of how I'm seeing them treat either you or the things that you do. And I know to some people that can be a little off-putting, but I think for you, it's not going to bother you as much because they do it in a respectful way. Because there's just something about you. They're like, who is this person? And like, how can I get to know more about them? So they could put you on a pedestal a little bit. Or they could just be checking up on you every now and then, you know, through your social media. And I am getting that it's more social media. I don't feel like they're outside your window looking in. We have, I am afraid to get close to people. This person doesn't get along with people that easily. So when they meet people that they do get along with, they want to snatch them up and make them part of their life. This is so sweet. I feel like this person, that's how they make friends. Like the friends that they really vibe with and get along with, when they really like someone, they're like, you know, they just invite them in and make them part of the family. Because I'm literally being shown like some of the friends I have that have felt like family because they just kind of embrace you, all of you. And they're like, come on in. My house is your house. Everything about my life you're allowed to know and be a part of. That it feels like a bear hug. Maybe this person gives good bear hugs as well. Wow, you are beautiful. They're going to think you're the most beautiful thing when they meet you. They're going to think you're so, even if you're not quote, quote, the conventional beauty, either where you live, where they live, or whatever the current trends are of standard beauty, because they're always changing. They're going to think you're beautiful regardless. We have, I've been up all night thinking about you. This person could be a night owl in general, and maybe that's when they think about you the most. Yeah, you really kind of just, you're on this person's mind, and in a very loving way too. Like they just can't stop thinking about you, and they're like, who is this person? Pile 5 is just wonderful. I've liked you for a really long time. There is a chance that you may have known this person for a while, or it could just feel or be like they've been into you for some time. Again, I'm getting like, maybe some of you are just social media friends, like you met online and then you meet in person, or you tell them, hey, I'm going to go to I'll be in your place, your town, your wherever they live. Do you want to hang out? That would make a lot of sense, actually, because I have friends all over the world that I've never met. But, you know, if I was ever to be in that area, I'd be like, hey, let's definitely hang out. I'm kind of getting that kind of energy with you and this person. And I think you are very talented. This person definitely they love a lot of what you do. If you write, if you create content, they think you're very talented. I feel like they're just enamored by you. They adore you. They're a fan, absolutely a fan. And I don't feel ready. Okay, for some of you, it could be possible that you don't feel ready, but I feel either ready for this connection or this type of connection or whatever this connection has to offer. It could also be them, but that's going to fall away when you meet each other. It's going to be, again, I'm getting like such serendipitous energy. I don't know how else to describe it. It's going to go fast and it's going to be, and it's going to last. Fast and it's going to last. It's interesting. Yeah, it's really sweet. Like, I don't know if I want to provide that example, but what the universe was showing me was, for those of you who have seen the movie, is it called Honora? The one about the girl who like gets married to some rich Russian kid right away. It's like that, but of course not as dramatic. And of course, I don't think anyone here has that profession, though no judgment if you do. And 3, like it actually lasts. Like instead, it's more like if it was to actually be a happily ever after that lasted, that's how it would be. Just the beginning part, not the rest of it. That becomes it becomes a little bit of a clusterfuck. So let's go ahead and get the last card, Eternity. Gently move your awareness from the external world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity exists within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are, in essence, a shining star, forever transforming to an ever greater light. I love this because I do feel like whatever this connection is, there will be an eternity behind it, whether it's the connection you have, the friendship you make. I don't think you guys could ever just be friends, though. I do feel like this would become a solid relationship, or even like if the love ever faded in this connection, which I find it hard to believe, you would remain good friends. You would remain good family to each other. Also, the concept of time in this one is also all over the place, by the way, because I could not really get like a set time of like when you get together, when you meet, or like how this becomes a thing. So I hope this pile made sense. Quantum leaping could be a thing for you, or for those of you who do quantum leaping, maybe that's what's affecting this connection as well. But this is where I leave it, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care.